we can get, man. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take whoever's willing to be here.
I almost exited out of the program right after I started streaming. It's like, do you really want to just stop streaming and exit? Because we don't think that's what you want. And I was like, well, you know what? For once, one of those warnings was correct. I really didn't.
Nice.
Oh, man. Oh, did you see Johnny Somali caught an extra charge?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that
He's
almost
a
never
fucking idiot.
happens, by the way. Apparently, that is extremely rare. Oh, did you see
Oh,
Johnny
really?
Somali caught an extra
In Korea or
charge?
whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
that
Yeah, no, I figure if anybody could do it, it would be him.
It'll be interesting to see if he actually does some prison time over there, or has to pay some fines and do manual labor or something along those lines.
Yeah, he has to be a cabbage farmer for like 6 years or something.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be like fucking ironic and appropriate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is your, we're gonna have you do a job where you throw noodles around, since you seem to like to do that.
Yeah, I think the cabbage farm is the one I'd want him on because it honestly sounds
Yeah, pretty
miserable,
fitting.
absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
I imagine working on a farm in was it South Korea? Not North Korea. I know North Korea would be awful,
Yeah,
but South Korea as a labor for like prison labor is got to be pretty miserable.
pretty rough. Yeah, not ideal. So yeah,
How much do you think they'd be willing to put up with them antics while he's over there? You know, like he's not going to be
I know.
starting games and stuff.
Yeah, no, I think he was saying something about going back to Japan, and I'm like, what are you, fucking retarded? Like, dude, they're going to destroy you.
Well, Japan, he was pretty lucky to get out of there. I think he got out of there primarily without facing any criminal charges because
Yeah, he can't get
there's like
back.
a sort of they have a soft spot for like American tourists. They're like, oh, I guess you're American. We'll give you some leeway on that. We won't.
I thought he got deported. I thought they essentially kicked him out last time he was there.
But he didn't get like permanently banned, so like he can
Oh,
eventually
oh, I
go
got
back.
you.
I think it's just there's like a time or
Um,
something where he'll have to apply and
okay.
prove that he's somehow altered his behavior in some way, meaningful way. I don't
No,
know that it's very likely he'll be back anytime soon. It'd probably be years before he's allowed back in, though.
was he talking about trying to sneak into Japan? I thought I remember something like that
Oh, he
happening,
might have
but
been.
maybe,
I don't know.
maybe not.
That dude's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, yeah, he's a
I could see
fucking
him thinking that
stupid.
that's like a views and that would work out well for him in the end. Like oh yeah,
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 yeah.
this is gonna come out great for me. Like no one's gonna what do you call it? Throw me in prison for like years and years and years at this.
Yeah,
Sneak
yeah.
into Japan.
Yeah, for the
That's not
longest
gonna go
time,
horribly fucking wrong.
yeah, for the longest time, I thought he was just deliberately being like acting stupid, but I think he might actually be that fucking retarded.
Yeah, no, I think he is genuinely that dumb. No, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's at this
I mean,
point
he's
because like
definitely
he
playing
doesn't seem
shit
to
up.
even get that he's probably going to go to some sort of prison for a while in Korea at this point.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know if he thinks America is going to give a shit. Like anybody in
Yeah,
America officially is going to help him in any fucking way.
yeah, no, definitely.
Um,
Yeah, no one's gonna. They're not gonna help him out there. Like he's making us look terrible. I guarantee they're just like, hey, you know what? Stay over there. Stay in that prison. We're not interested in anything to
yeah,
helping you with you there.
yeah, we're gonna fucking see if they'll give you more time, just so we won't have you back in America for a longer period.
Yeah, no, they definitely would not be. Yeah, yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, especially not with Trump in charge. I can't see that being something that his people would be like, oh yeah, that streamer that everybody hates online and in Japan and probably the rest of the world as well, just as a general rule. Should we let him back in? Should we help him out? No, no, no. The answer is no. Really, really loud no. Like,
All right, that works out well because I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Fucking Trump.
That kid is so fucking out of luck, man. I really hope he does some prison time because that genre in general is just getting worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it just keeps getting
they're
worse.
wrapping
Every
shit
time
up.
you turn around, they're doing something. Somebody else is doing some other like terrible thing, and it's just like, oh my god, guys, can we not? Please, can we just not?
Where did I thought I saw somewhere that somebody did like thought it was a good idea to do an attempted murder prank. Like obviously the person that was supposed to be attempted murdered on, they were all in on it, but like they're doing it in public without letting people know.
That's a terrible. What the hell?
Yeah,
Who
I don't
thought
remember
that
I
shit
didn't
was a
watch the
good
actual
plan?
video.
My God,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am.
Yeah,
I
what the
don't
fuck,
know that
dude?
I can think of a
They're
worse
so
plan.
wrong.
I don't think I can think of a
Like
worse plan. I just
so
don't.
wrong. Yeah, what if somebody that's not in on the joke is armed and thinks they're saving a life?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
fucking
yeah.
shooting to death.
Or
Yeah,
what if
I mean, there's
somebody's
plenty
across
other
the
ways.
street? What if somebody's across the street and comes running, and they get hit by a car? It doesn't even have to be like somebody with a gun. It could just be somebody's across the street and thinks like, "Oh, I go save this person's life," and then they go running across the street to go save the person that they're doing the attempted murder prank on. Like, oh my god, like that'd be so horrific. It's just like I can't even imagine how you would justify that in your head. Like it's an acceptable thing to do.
Yeah, it's like the people licking the ice cream and putting it back. That's not in severity. They're both fucking shitty, obviously, but the attempted murder one's very risky. But I feel like that was one of the first ones where I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, it's just a prank genre has turned into like, I mean, just fucking insanity, right? Right? Like, there was the it's just a prank school shooting thing that they tried to do, and then the ice thing, and then it was just like, and the bank robbery thing, and it's like,
well, that's the issue is everybody feels like they've got to one up whoever did the most crazy thing.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what you do. If it's bad or good, it seems like it's just to get, as long as it's to get fame, it's like, hey, it's all good. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Yep, pretty fucking nuts, man.
It just blows my mind.
Yeah. I haven't followed up on the Amaranth thing, so I have no idea what if that ended up being real or not, or what the fuck.
There's like video, and somebody may have gotten shot, so I think it's probably real. But that doesn't rule out like a Jussie Smollett thing, where it's like, she paid people to come in and do it. It just sounds like such a weird thing, like you wouldn't expect it. Although if it is, like, they're simultaneously the most stupid and smartest criminals ever. If you think about it, you know what I mean? It's like they're kind of in the middle of being both there somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if they did get them to transfer the Bitcoin, like that's kind of tough to track, right?
Yeah, no, there'd be no way for them to get it back, or even to like.
Yeah,
it would just be like gone. It would just essentially be gone, unless.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's not the worst crime. You can just force people to send, 10 million in crypto to your fucking wallet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That might be like a new trend. But I thought it was ironic and fitting that somebody would steal crypto from a streamer, as opposed to a streamer using crypto to steal from a person. I feel bad for Amaranth. I mean, no, I don't. She's an awful person, but it's one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as far as that type, there's far worse than her, but yeah, she's pretty fucking shitty.
Yep.
I mean, I would take her over like somebody like a Sniper Wolf.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Sniper Wolf for being just an awful person. That's a.
Yeah. I don't even get that one. Really so fucking weird. I don't understand it. Like, it's not like she's exceptionally fucking beautiful or anything. Like, She's attractive.
She's
got no fucking personality.
She had like a long history apparently of like weird crimes prior to this.
Yeah, didn't she have like a car theft or something? Like she was literally doing
like legit crimes. So I
shit?
think she might just have some genuine like some mental issues or something. Like,
yeah. Apparently she doesn't bathe. Apparently she bathes like maybe once a month.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there was a lot of weird. I've heard a lot of weird shit about her. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, who watches that and finds it interesting? Just fucking like, oh, she's watching a clip, and not really adding commentary other than just stating out loud what she just saw, and that everybody just saw. Oh my God, they just did. Like, yeah, we saw it.
Any we were watching the whole time. Yeah, we were here watching the whole time. Like, I don't know why you.
Yeah.
There's a whole genre of that, though. She's hardly the only one that does that. There's a fuck ton.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
Do not recommend channel is my favorite button on YouTube right now because it cuts those out. There's like a couple of things that I do that with. There's you always got to do that
not
for
interested.
What is it? Television clips. I don't know why I can't stop seeing television clips like constantly. They just won't go away. You know what I mean? Like there's just television clips in YouTube videos, like the YouTube Shorts. Like it's like 90% of my feed. It's so obnoxious.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
And it's like if I wanted to watch TV, I'd fucking watch TV. Why the fuck are you showing this to me? Like,
yeah, it's so well. Yeah, I know. Like broadcast television, probably even cable television as well. Like all of it, they know that their days are kind of numbered. So they're kind of trying.
At the very least, that they would have some clue. Yeah.
So they're trying to break in, and then it's like that's why I was kind of like pissed when YouTube was like kind of going into business with them. I'm like, you're crushing them. You're fucking destroying them. Don't help them. Yeah. Let them fucking keep killing them off. You're doing a great job despite your incompetence.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is crazy.
Yeah. I don't get it much anymore, but yeah, I definitely got a lot of like the late night talk show clips and that kind of shit in my recommended.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I fucking hate these people.
All the goddamn time. Yeah, I hate the talk show clips. I hate the I just hate all the clips. It's like if I wanted to watch a clip of something, I would be on TV. I wouldn't be watching it.
Yeah, or I'd be actually searching it out myself. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Where I would just be watching that show online somewhere. Yeah. There's like one set of clips I like. It's like some weird vampire show where it was like some sort of reality vampire show.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like a bunch of like really sarcastic dark humor. And I forget what it's called. But it was the clips are really funny, and I didn't realize it was part of a show when I was watching them, so I actually kind of enjoyed them. But the rest of it is like, yeah, what is it, have you seen, there's also like celebrities that are just like telling stories. Like they're not necessarily on late night shows, but it's just them sitting on a bench solemnly telling some sort of story or funny story or something for some sort of movie, thing. That's another one that's really obnoxious.
Yeah, there's some channels that'll have them do the answering the questions or answering about shit online. Yeah. Like, hey, a bunch of people asked this about you. What's the deal with that? And they'll fucking like Wired, and I think Wired's one of the main ones. But
once in a while, there's like a celebrity that's actually interesting that they'll have on there, and it's kind of like, so I don't necessarily like get rid of them, but it's like, man, I could do without that for the most part.
Yeah.
Have you gotten the coconut cutting videos yet? I get the fucking coconut cutting videos, and I don't know why.
No.
That
I
one
do
is
not. I
weird.
saw the one about cooking a fish in a coconut or something. I didn't watch it. I just saw the.
That's like the new thing apparently. Like I've seen all the coconut cutting that they do, and now they're just showing me like coconut fucking recipes.
Like,
And
coconut cooking.
like, and
Fantastic.
I don't hate coconuts, but I'm not a big fan of it. For the most part, I don't care for it in
Right.
most things. But the flavor's all right, but like the texture is just awful. Because most of the time I get coconuts like dried flaky
Yeah.
coconut or something, and it's like, why would I want to put
Yeah,
this
like it's
anywhere near my mouth? Thanks, no.
yeah, the thing because I do like the coconut flavor, but no, whether it's dry or wet, it's so fucking like crunchy. Even when it's like fucking completely saturated with fucking moisture or whatever,
Yeah, it
it's
just
still
doesn't
so
seem to
goddamn
be
crunchy.
very. Yeah, I don't really care for it. I've
Yeah, I like the
seen
flavor. I'll
there.
eat a fucking almond joy or something like that. Those are pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Or
yeah,
like if
not
there's
your.
coconut cream in something, or like the coconut flavored jelly beans are really good. You know, I like those. I
Yeah,
dig them.
but yeah, it's so fiber. I guess they're super fibrous. I'm assuming what's going on because no matter whether it's moist or not, dude, if it's super moist, it's still crunchy, dude. It's so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
It's
yeah, I
really
definitely enjoy
weird.
the flavor, not the crunch, the odd
Like I could
crunchiness.
do if I was on a deserted island and like that was like 90% of your sustenance was coconuts. I could do that.
Yeah, yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, I could do that. That wouldn't be
It's not the
terrible.
preference. Yeah, definitely not going to be picky in a situation like that. I'd probably still complain about the texture, but I would be glad to have
Oh
some
yeah,
kind of
I would
substance.
complain about it, but I could eat it. You know what I mean? It's like I wouldn't be like
Yeah, yeah. If it's the
miserable.
only sustenance, the complaints are going to be kind of minor at that point. Just kind of like, oh, I kind of wish I had something else, but I'm glad this is here at least.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, 100%, 100%.
This will definitely sustain my existence, so that's nice.
Yep, exactly. This is delightful. I'm not gonna die now. That's good.
I'm going to try to cook a fish in one of these things. Thank God
Yeah,
for that
I'm not a
video.
fan of coconut water. I don't know if it's good out of the coconut, 'cause I'm sure it tastes different than what you get in like the weird cans or whatever, the bottles of it. But I
Yeah.
tried coconut water because when I was doing keto, it was like, oh yeah, coconut water is the best thing ever. Try it. And
Mm-mm.
I gotta say, not a fucking fan. Not a fan at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it. To be honest with you, that never sounded appealing.
It's yeah, it's not the most appealing of things. No, it's definitely not. I'm trying to think. I can't describe the flavor to you, but it was just such an awful flavor. It was like like if you things have certain things have like terrible aftertaste, right?
Right, right.
It was one of those things that just had
Yeah.
like a really unpleasant aftertaste, like just a but like an awful aftertaste that you could not get to go away.
Mm. Yeah, that's my issue with all the artificial sweeteners, man.
Oh, maybe it has some
Like,
artificial
it
shit
tastes
in it. Who
off.
knows? That's actually a
Yeah,
thought.
like and yeah, anything with the artificial sweeteners, like it tastes fine for like first couple seconds, but then there's like a lingering gross feeling that
Yes,
lasts for
yeah.
like
So like
10 to
that's
20
the
seconds.
coconut. That's really the coconut's downfall. Is it's got this lingering aftertaste. Which I guess if you really like coconut, that probably isn't so bad. Like maybe that's a perk. You know, people are like, no, that's a good part of the coconut. But I gotta say, not so much for me.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Let's
Ugh.
see what else is going on.
Finally got my mom to go on a walk with me and the grandpuppy today.
Oh, nice.
That was nice. Yeah, yeah, we weren't going to the store, so it was just going kind of down to the big wash and back, which is probably about a mile and a half away. She seemed
Oh,
to
that's
do all
pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah, apparently she had to take a nap when she got back. That's fine. I'll
You know
usually lay
what?
down by the time we get back.
Little bit at a time. Get out there and do it as you can. That's a good thing.
Indeed. Yeah, I also realized the other day, like when I walk to the store, I'll get my cigarettes and energy drink or whatever. and then I'll sit out front, and it's one of those instances where the passage of time, it just doesn't seem to be what it actually is. Because I actually timed myself the other day, and I thought I was always hanging out for about maybe half an hour, maybe 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour and 15 minutes, dude. I was like, holy shit. Like, I just sat here for like over an hour. And it felt like maybe 30 or 40 minutes.
Sometimes just being in the present is like that, where you're just like in the present for the moment. You're not like thinking of things that happened. You're not thinking of stuff that's gonna happen. You're just kind of just enjoying that moment right there. That's
that's
like
a nice
really
little...
nice, and you can actually really get into it, like, and just completely zone and forget everything, which is really nice.
Yeah, and I found out if I fucking hang out often enough and long enough, they'll give me an Arby's sandwich.
That's fucking funny. I almost got to offer me money one night, so I got, it's all good. I get it. It's like, hey, free money, free food, but it's all good. I didn't take the homeless guy's money.
Sure, I'll take it. Yeah, like there's a young black guy that works there that really enjoys the grandpuppy. So like every time he's there, and when we're there, he brings him a fucking little treat. And he just started about last week sometime. So about a week ago, I guess. But like after just the third time, every time Luke sees him now, he'll just fucking plop down when he goes inside, and just waits and stares at the door until he comes back out with it.
Oh, because Luke is like, right. Yeah, there's gonna be some food here. I'm gonna be ready for this.
He's like, this has happened like 3 times in a row, so I'm. It's a good chance that he's gonna come out with a snack for me. Yeah. Although when he shows up, even when he's just walking by, like coming into work, because we'll usually get there before he starts work, I guess. Or at least nowadays. We've been going earlier. And Jesus, Luke just wants to jump up all over him, dude. Even before he gets any kind of snack at him.
It's not hard to win the heart of a golden retriever, honestly.
Honestly, it doesn't even take treats, honestly, really.
Food and like pets, and they're yours, and you don't even necessarily need the food part of it. You pet the dog enough times, and they'll eventually just be like, "Yeah, you're the best ever." Woo.
Yeah, just attention, just a little bit of it. Not even a lot of attention, just a little bit of acknowledgement. Mainly because again, my son doesn't really do that with him. Like I guess he'll take him a walk around his neighborhood. On occasion, but doesn't really take him to the parks or anything. So he's not interacting with a lot of people.
Oh, that's a shame.
So if anybody pays him attention like more than once, he absolutely loves them already. Oh. The other guy, there's an older Mexican guy that works there, and he actually he's like, here you go, I'll take him for a walk for you. I'm like, all right. And he took him on a walk about a quarter of a mile away and back. And I was like, all right.
If he wants to, it's good for the dog. He's having fun.
Yeah, the pupper enjoyed it. It's weird because when he first got there, he'd interact with him once or twice, and then one time he fucking lunged at him, and I wrap the leash. I'll give him a little bit of lead or whatever to move around a little, and then I'll wrap it around my leg. Because I noticed when I'd be out front of the house in the past, if I was trying to hold it, if I'm doing anything at all, I'm usually playing a game on my phone or whatever, and a cat or something shows up, he's gonna bolt to it faster than I can react for the most part.
Yeah.
So I kept ripping it. It kept getting ripped out of my fucking hands, and then he's chasing the cat across the yard with the fucking, the retractable leash thing just dragging behind him. So now I wrap it around my leg, around my thigh, and kind of do not a knot, but a half knot, I guess. I guess no, you call it a double knot, so I guess it would be a knot technically. But anyways, it's wrapped around my leg, so when he takes off, it's not flying off after him. But he lunged at him, and I think the guy was freaked out, he was going to attack him. And he's not. He's just aggressively friendly. He just wants to fucking get at any other
living, the dog. Any other living organism, just trying to have a good time,
Yeah, if you're not familiar with golden retrievers or any individual dog, you're like, what the fuck, man? My dog was fucking gonna bite me or something. Like, no, he just wanted pets. He just wanted interaction.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's cool with him now. Yeah, but that same guy, yeah, he was really leery of him. Then I had to explain it to him. I'm like, no, he's a golden retriever, man. These things, they want
Yeah,
to love
the odds
everything.
of that dog taking a piece out of you is basically zero. Like they're just
I
not
actually,
that aggressive. You know, like they're not
yeah,
gonna hurt
I would
you.
be shocked. I would be shocked if he ever actually
If
bit anybody like in anger.
he would have to be like actively stabbing you with a knife for the golden retriever to even be close to attacking him. You know what I mean? Like I could see a golden retriever
Honestly,
defending his master. I'm not saying it's necessarily a guarantee. I'm just saying that's the only thing I could
yeah,
think of that would make the golden retriever like actually get aggressive. Is if you were like actively
yeah,
attacking its owner.
yeah. Any other dog, I would say definitely. With the golden retriever, with Luke, it's 50-50. I am not sure how he would react
Oh,
for
I'm not
sure.
saying he would. I'm just
He'd
saying
probably
if
defend
he
him.
was going to
Yeah, he would
attack, that's the
probably.
only way that it would work. It would have to be
Yeah. Oh
something
yeah,
like
for
that. Yeah,
sure.
like there's no other way
Yeah.
that would actually like work at
Yeah.
all. It would have to be
I
at
was actually
least
thinking about
bare
that the other
minimum
day.
to get the golden retriever. And yeah, no guarantee the golden retriever is going to attack, but bare
Yeah.
minimum to get it to even consider is
Yeah.
you
No,
got to do
I
it.
was
Yeah.
actually thinking about exactly that the other day. I'm like, I wonder what he would do if I got attacked.
Yeah,
I think
it's
he
a
would
fair
think we're
question.
playing or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think he would
Golden
think we're
retrievers are
playing.
very friendly. They might not do anything. That's a really fair question.
Yeah. I honestly am not sure he understands that other dogs can be aggressive and might want to like bite him and hurt him. I'm not sure he understands that.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's fucking weird, dude. Because yeah, he'll react even if they do. Like, because there have been a few times where the dogs like snap at him, I pull him back, and he's still thinking they're playing.
Yeah, oh I bet. I bet.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, I don't think he understands that's even a possibility,
Yeah,
which is
good point.
fucking pretty crazy.
Man, that is a tough one. I'm genuinely curious, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, I'm okay with never finding out.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like you should go get yourself into like a bar fight or something. You know, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I'm gonna contact Amaranth's people, have them fake attack me, and see what happens.
Oh God, be careful what you say. They might, you know, like.
Right. Yeah, I have no idea either way. Honestly, I still, yeah, until it's more official, I'm gonna say I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking it could also be a case where supposedly the husband, her husband, is the one that shot the guy or shot at them.
Yeah, yeah. She claimed it was her.
Been shot, and she claimed she shot them. So there's that. But also, I just she's made so many weird lies and stuff up before in the past that it's like I don't fucking know what you trust at that point.
Yeah, you know, like recording her and her fucking husband fighting, like starting at the middle of the argument.
Oh yeah. She tried to paint him as a terrible person.
Yeah, and like anybody that's been in a relationship with a fucking pain in the ass bitch, it's like, hey, what happened before that? What did you say before where you saw this recording part? Were you being this aware of being recorded, or were you being a bitch?
Yep.
So yeah, it's tough with her. Yeah, she seems full of shit.
Yeah, she's a weird one, man. What is with this Democrats clip farm? I didn't get a chance to watch your videos beforehand because I was kind of like occupied with other stuff.
Yeah. You remember a while back? It probably still happens, but like when they do clips of all the different news stations from different spots in the country, and they'd be using almost exactly the same verbiage about something.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember seeing that on the news all the time, where it's like it's the same fucking. Yeah, that was really creepy.
It was, yeah, it was that, but like it was like I think it was up to as many as 22 members of Congress that they were playing at the same time that were saying exactly the same fucking thing and almost exactly the same verbiage.
Oh, so they found where like all that stuff is generated from?
I don't know if they definitely knew where it was from, but it was definitely obvious that it was happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't remember. I don't think I even made it through the whole video.
But that is
But
that is
yeah, it
that
was
is
definitely. I
creepy.
was like,
Yeah. I'm
yeah, I
curious
know.
about
Like
that
the only
now.
one I can remember, Elizabeth Warren was one of them. Um, I didn't really remember any of the other ones, but yeah, it was fucking kind of weird. I'm like, holy shit! Like I get the news one because again, there's people that own a bunch of different stations in a bunch of different fucking cities or whatever. So they might have the same shit put out. But for I don't know, something about it being in the members of Congress kind of bugged me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It makes it a
Because
little more
yeah,
sinister.
indeed. So yeah, it was fucking crazy though. Just how many people were saying exactly the same shit. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, that never actually gets
Mm-hmm.
any less disturbing. Well, and you know, it's just because they want to try to like ingrain it in the. Because even if they know they're lying and it's gonna have to get like redacted later, there's so many idiots out there that just don't ever pay attention to like that part of it. It's like they hear the initial story and they're like, nope, that's right, because my side. Instead
Yeah,
of just like
yeah,
waiting to hear like all the facts and be like, all right, well, maybe I want to wait and hear everything that happened and weigh in on it after that. No, I'll just immediately make a decision. That's why a lot of people act. It's kind of sad.
yeah, yeah. That's why I wish people would never, like, officially, even in their own head, consider themselves part of any of those teams or whatever. Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal.
Yeah, no, it's really annoying.
Like, just take each fucking whatever the topic is, whatever the issue is. Uh, Find out about it and think for your fucking self.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, it's one of the things I've stressed to my son because obviously he's young and he's going to be crazy liberal or whatever.
Yeah, it's like maybe just think for yourself.
Well, that one right there, I'm just like, dude, don't consider yourself part of anybody's team. Just fucking don't let anyone do your thinking for you.
That's the thing. Be a skeptic. Be skeptical. It's like what was it? I thought it was really obnoxious. Diorio talks about somebody named Dream. I don't know who Dream is. I assume it's a well-known streamer that probably somebody else cares about.
I think he's the most popular Minecraft YouTuber. He's like the most popular Minecraft guy.
But him doing his little he shared a screenshot or something of the dislike button and it being wrong or something, and everybody's like, oh, then it's wrong. The returning dislike to YouTube is wrong. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily true. That's just one source. And I don't know that, I would necessarily just I would never trust just one source.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's not. It's a what do you call it? Yeah, it's like a predictive thing. Like it's not actually counting dislikes. That bar or whatever.
Okay, I've heard people say that, but I don't know where they're getting that information from. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not disagreeing that it might not be true or whatever, but like I don't know enough about that to say one way or the other, so I would just not assume.
Yeah, from what I've looked into it a little,
yeah, it is or isn't
I've
true.
looked into it a little, but it's one person or one place that had that was based on the comments, and I'm like, no, but that would take somebody going through manually finding the positive and negative comments, so that doesn't make sense.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So I guess it was based on. It was more based on. I forget what Diorio said exactly, but it was something like based on whoever's watching, what they normally do with the likes and dislikes, or something crazy like that. But yeah, no, there's been ones where it's usually spot on if it's just an average everyday video. But for any of them that that is going to be more likely to have a crazy amount of likes,
but how many
or whatever.
sources have we seen for like that being off? Is it just Dream that's showing that, or is it like other people have shown it too?
I've seen plenty where it's off.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so it's definitely not a legitimate thing. But my thing is like, I heard Diorio say that just the one time, and then I left a comment like, hey, and somebody was explaining like the programming or something, and so I get it that it's what he said is legit now, but
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
so again,
hey,
the average video is
that's just
pretty accurate.
Diorio saying that, and it's just, you know, like one example of a streamer sharing a clip. So how do I know? Like, what other evidence is there that this is not an accurate feature?
Yeah, no, I've seen multiple.
I'm not surprised that it's not accurate. I just want more information, and I'm just saying, like, that's sort of like the skepticism I'd like to see more people having. Of just like, yeah, this guy said it that I like, but you know, that doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, I've seen about a good 5 or 6 YouTubers that I've seen.
Yeah.
That would definitely, you know, from their own channel are gonna know.
But there's people that are like commenting on that video. There was people commenting on my comment like, well, yeah, Dream has like 10 million subs. It'd be career suicide to lie. You're an idiot for not believing him. I'm like, that's not how that works. Like, that's not very logical or intelligent as far as trying to figure stuff out. Like, it's like, and I wasn't being like aggressive, like Nick Diorio's a moron. How the fuck did this read? You know, like I wasn't like being insulting or anything. I was just like, legitimately, like, hey, for people that do know what's going on, could you please explain it in dumb terms?
And Diorio could be mistaken.
Have an
like,
idea
genuinely
what's going on.
Mistaken. You know what I mean? So yeah, I understand. Yeah, it could just be wrong, like not deliberately. Sorry, he could just be genuinely mistaken about it. That's
Well, and that was my thought. Was like he could be wrong about it. It could be something else. I don't know enough one way or the other to have any idea. So I'm not.
Yeah. From what I understand,
base my beliefs on one person's interpretation. That's just not a.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a fair way to go about shit. Yeah, and I think.
I mean, obviously,
because I mean, it's definitely got to be something that's more predictive. Because again, I wouldn't think that Google would be giving up that information to that attachment. So they're going to have to do something based on predictive, whatever the fuck, I don't know what you call it, but they're probably not going to have the raw data of the dislikes on all these channels.
Oh, see, I have no idea how any of that shit works. I don't understand programming. So, like, that's why I was like, I'm totally willing to believe that it's not true.
Sure.
But it's just like the basic skepticism of the thing is what I'm talking about. It's like people shouldn't just immediately jump to, oh, well, one person said something and they showed a picture, so it's right. You know, it's like, no, you want to, you know, find more sources so you can verify what information is coming to you and from, you know, like the accuracy of it.
Yeah, so, I hadn't heard much about it in a while, but I remember, I definitely heard from multiple people. It's been months probably since the last time it even came up, but I've definitely
heard it before.
Say that, yeah. So it's most likely that it's going to be inaccurate to some degree, and like you already said, it is going to be a case of it's kind of useless for any of the ones that you'd really want to know. You know what I mean? Like an average, everyday, non-controversial video, it's probably going to be really accurate because that's going to go off of the average predictive shit. And then ones like that are super controversial, it could be pretty spot on, but it's probably going to be off more than the average video.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because again, I don't know. Maybe Google does make that information available, but it seems like that would kind of defeat the purpose of removing it.
It may not be something they can prevent people from finding because it's interactive.
Yeah.
So there may be a way that those people can find it. But from what the person who has explained the programming, because I already figured out that it probably wasn't real. The person who explained the programming was like, oh, it's based on, you know, like a predictive algorithm. It's not, and it takes its information from all the users that have that downloaded. So it's making a prediction based on an algorithm based on how many people that have that installed disliked a video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get where they're coming from. I get why they're saying it's not accurate. Because a lot of the people who are downloading it are probably downloading it specifically to see certain things that they're disliked. And it's going to be a lot of political bias and stuff. I get it. You know, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, it seems odd that they haven't reversed that because the reasoning was because didn't they say something like they didn't want to hurt the feelings of the creators or something stupid like that? But then I'm like, well, no,
I don't like that the dislikes is not shown anymore. I think that was a really valuable tool,
stupid.
And it's not even about like oh, I dislike this video and I want this person to, I want everybody to know how much this video is disliked or something. But it's like, it was the best thing for things
you want to
that
have a
might
good
be
idea.
clickbait.
Right.
If something might be clickbait, like you see a really cool, you know, thumbnail and you go to look at it and you pick it up and everything. And
yeah, it's like it would be helpful. Like for me,
the dislike button
specific
is, and there's
example.
a ton of dislikes the second you click on it. Oh, this is clickbait. I don't have to watch the whole video. I don't need to watch 10 minutes to find out that this is bullshit. Like,
yeah,
I look
for
at
me,
this dislike ratio
specific
and go,
example
that thumbnail's not in the video. I don't have to be here.
All right. Yeah, the specific example I'm thinking of is the fake true crime channels.
Oh, yeah. That's also a good one, yeah.
Like, it would be nice to notice a lot of dislikes on those when people realize the story is fake and they didn't make it, like, remotely clear that the story is fake. So you're like, wow, this got a lot of dislikes. And then you go to the comments, you're like, yeah, I looked up the people names and this case doesn't exist anywhere.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, dude, I don't mind you're making the shit up.
And fake channels, good point.
Yeah, so like, dude, if you're gonna do that, just fucking make it obvious that's what you're doing, you fucking pricks. Like, I like true crime channels because it's crime that is true, that actually happened.
It's
like, that's what I'm looking for.
They want you to be upset about it so that there's a better chance you'll leave a comment, because a dislike is engagement. That's good for them, but like, it doesn't matter if it's a like or a dislike, it's good for them engagement. But if you leave a comment about how much you're unhappy, oh, that's even better.
Yeah, they love that. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. But yeah, I just wish those fucking channels would make it more obvious. But it would defeat the purpose, I guess, of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
They're farming the dislikes and the angry comments. That's what they're doing. So it's in their best interest not to be more obvious.
Yeah.
They're doing it intentionally, I think.
Yeah, most of them for sure.
It's like 5-minute crafts is like, a lot of their shit is 100% like not real. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're fairly well known in a lot of like you know those.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of shit that doesn't work in real life for anyone.
Yeah, like the hacks, life hacks. They do like the life hacks and stuff, but theirs are like particularly onerous. Because in a lot of cases, they're actually, like, legit dangerous stuff that they're telling people to do.
Yeah, or destructive. Yeah, like the pulling down the fucking locked window or whatever. Like, if you're successful in that,
thing on the window would be a 5-minute crafts thing, yep.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and going like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like,
yeah.
Ain't no.
But then I did notice, like, on all of them, yeah, they're not great at syncing up the person the person hidden inside that's rolling down the window. They're not good at syncing up when the guy stops pulling and when he stops, pushing the down button. There's always a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
It's like a half second. You're like, oh, okay, that should not be still going for even that little bit if he stops pulling. So yeah, it's pretty obvious. Although I did try it, and luckily I didn't fully lean all my weight on it, because I would have just fucked the whole thing up.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I tried it. That definitely does not work.
Yeah, no, you're much better off if you're locked out of your car and you don't have a coat hanger, just call a fucking guy to do it.
Indeed.
Don't try to do it yourself with tape or fucking. I guess, I don't know if the unlock bars even work anymore. They used to have those little bars you'd stick down in there and, jimmy the lock up again with. It was the kind of the kind of tool that the car thieves would use a lot of, your...
Yeah, they could reach down and pull that mechanism or lever.
Yeah. I don't think that's generally not a good idea unless you know what you're doing. It's even if you have the tool, because I've seen, you can fuck stuff up inside there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can fucking probably clip wires and all kinds of shit in there. Oh yeah, well I'm sure there's a ton of stuff like that now. Yeah, a lot of electronics in there, no doubt. Indeed. Oh man, what else was there? There was some other wacky shit going on. What else do we have this week? I'm looking.
Oh yeah, next week you guys switch your time back, right? Sunday or whatever.
Oh, do we? I didn't know.
I think so. So yeah, but it's been three. It's going to be the
Spring
same for
forward
you,
and
obviously.
spring is officially sprung.
So, yeah, so we'll be back to 3 o'clock for both of us
Yeah.
once again. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Well, we're
Not that
actually at 3
it
o'clock
doesn't
for
really
me
matter.
now. I don't know if you're at 3 o'clock.
No, it's 4. No, it's 4 for me right now.
So then when we go forward an hour and I'm back an hour, it'll be 3 for you. All right, makes sense. So 3 o'clock stays the same for me.
We'll be back in synced up until early November or whatever.
Nice.
And then we'll do that.
And it's Sunday, March 9th. So yeah, next week. Next week it'll be the regular time. On the upside, I don't have to remember anything, so that works for me pretty good. Because I'm good at not remembering things.
Let's see. Yeah, today's the 6th, so yeah, it's Sunday.
I wonder if it happens Sunday morning, like Sunday midnight.
Yeah, they do it. My mom was talking about it. 2 o'clock. It's 2 a.m. is when they do it.
Apparently. 2 a.m. on Sunday. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, which is technically, I mean, it's basically Saturday night then, right? Like it's not early Monday or whatever. All right, yeah. So
it means I don't lose an hour of sleep at work.
Noise.
Because I work Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night every week, and Saturday every other week, and this Saturday I have off. So I don't have to worry about the time changing. Sometimes my phone doesn't register the time change either, so I gotta like turn it on and off again or something. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad to. I would have totally forgotten about that, and I probably would have not even noticed, honestly.
That's always an ideal situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the chick that you stole the Whataburger employee who had the misdemeanor charge.
Yeah, and then she I watched a video on that, and then she stole somebody's credit card and then fled to Florida, and I'm like, oh my god.
She uses stolen credit card info to pay fines.
Yeah, like they weren't going to be able to track down who did that. Like, well, I wonder who did that. I don't know. Could it be the person whose fines they were?
Yeah, you'd be much better off buying shit with it and selling it and paying the fines in cash. Like you'd have a chance of getting away with that.
I don't understand why you wouldn't use the credit card to get money in a way that you wouldn't necessarily be tracked with.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts, dude.
That just made no sense to me. I'm like, it's not that hard to think up ways you could get. Yeah, you could even get gift cards, maybe. I'm pretty sure that would track to you no matter what. But you could make an effort.
Yeah, anything would be better than anything would be better than using them to directly pay the court.
Yeah.
Any other option would have been a better chance of getting away with. It's fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, I couldn't believe
there's probably ways you can buy things overseas with credit cards, via the internet, that will not trace it to you. I'm sure there's ways to do it because people do it online all the time. So.
Yeah. She probably could have done a pretty quick internet search to figure all that out, instead of just being like, I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just going to use the stolen info to pay the fucking court fines. I don't know if I never saw anything that said how much the fines were, but I can't imagine they were a crazy high amount.
$400.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a job,
that's a pretty hefty fine even for working fast food. I'm sure she's not making fat bank at Whataburger.
Right, but I mean, you should always have that much saved up. Jesus Christ.
Well, I've got that kind of money saved up right now. Yeah, I know what you mean. You should be able to.
Yeah, you should have an option besides doing what this stupid bitch did.
Yeah, or even then, you can go to what do you call it? What are they called?
Like the payday loan places?
Yeah, payday advance things or something. But also, even then you could go to the court and just work it out. Be like, hey, I don't have $400, and I'm not going to have $400 anytime soon. What kind of deal can we make? What kind of,
Although, they do charge, a lot of fees for that shit, apparently.
even then, like, it's better than fucking prison,
it's still
right?
better.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, there's no way that can't be,
Yeah.
like, a better decision than stealing somebody's fucking credit card.
Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a misdemeanor charge, $400 in fines or whatever. Yeah, now she worked that into multiple felonies.
Yeah, by just refusing
Jesus,
to
dude.
show up. What a terrible set of decisions on her part.
Yeah.
I don't even feel bad. I thought it was funny though. They found like a bunch of other people that had done the same fucking thing with Whataburger, and it's like, oh yeah, it's because Whataburger, and it's like, nah, I think that's probably true of a lot of fast food places.
Yeah.
Fast food is one of those jobs that anyone can get, and there's probably a lot of real dumb fucking people working in fast food.
Yeah. Stupid people that are not decent human beings that'll do shit like that. Yeah, in fact, there was a Chinese food place in town that got busted for that shit.
Oh yeah,
but apparently that was the actual
like
owners.
I'm sure you've seen YouTube videos where they find skimmers on like fucking 7-Elevens like all the time.
Yeah,
like the local 7-Eleven, there's like a fucking skimmer going where they just like stealing credit card information with little cameras and shit.
Yep. Yeah, that's just happening everywhere. It's definitely not so they were trying to say it's Whataburger's fault.
Yeah, they were saying like Whataburger's hiring practices are terrible because blah 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 blah, and I'm like, that's not the Whataburger, that's the fucking just fast food in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, even if there happen to be more of it happening at burgers, it's probably just a weird statistical aberration.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just Whataburger, like compared to other fast food, I'm sure it's like the same thing.
Yeah, most likely it's gonna be.
You'll find people from Taco Bell and McDonald's and Burger King and all the other places probably will do the same fucking dumb shit.
Indeed.
It's like anywhere that somebody stupid is going to come in contact with somebody's credit card information, like that's going to be a risk.
Yeah. I think the only thing unique is what she actually did with the fucking information instead of. Oh fuck.
Yeah, that was particularly dumb.
Insane. Yeah. Like, how do you not know? Like, you really... I mean, that's an exceptional level of stupidity, dude. To think you're going to get away with that.
Yeah, I don't know. That was fucking crazy. Like, just how do you... I don't know how you even, like, ignore that.
How you knew that was going to turn out well.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, how did you not foresee that being the case?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear her have to actually explain that. That should be part of her punishment. Just that make a video explaining her thought process.
Or
probably not much to it. Yeah, I was gonna say there probably was not much thought involved in the thought process.
I was curious as to where you came up with the idea that there was a thought process there. I was like, I don't know that there may have been an actual thought process involved. That seems...
Yeah, that's about as deep as it got. Well, I had court fines, and I had these credit card numbers I could steal, and I figured I could use those to pay it. And I had no concept of anything happening beyond that, because I had the memory or mind of a gold.
Yeah,
just a complete inability to look beyond the next 5 minutes of my life.
Mighty bold of you to assume there was a thought process, sir.
I was definitely giving her far too much credit. Indeed.
Oh man, so sad the world. The state of the world is so sad.
Yep. Did you watch any of the crazy shit with Zelensky and fucking Trump and JD Vance?
With who?
That was pretty funny. Zelensky meeting with Trump and JD Vance.
Oh, I've seen. I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch it because I just I can't fucking stand Zelensky. But I heard a lot about it. Essentially, like, didn't fucking Zelensky try to make some secret backdoor deal with the UK for something that they'd promised the US and stuff in exchange for all the aid?
I don't know about any of that, but I know like he had he was like saying some shit about like, yeah, you may not be any of this now, but eventually you. And Trump is like, don't tell us what we're gonna feel. Like you're not in any fucking position to tell us how we're gonna feel, how it's
Oh
gonna
yeah, yeah,
affect
yeah,
us.
yeah. He was very rude. Yeah, when he was talking to Trump too.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, how did he think he was gonna fucking say? Does he think it's still Biden? Apparently, even Biden got tired of shit. But yeah, like Trump, you think you're gonna fucking threaten him and veiled, whether it's a veiled threat or not? Like, what the fuck, dude? And again, I'm not super into like having to be like dressed up, but like showing up to the White House in just such casual clothing seems very odd for a head of
When
state.
you're asking for money,
Yeah, yeah,
like just don't, yeah, like include that part because he's asking for money at the same time he's doing this, and it's like,
yeah.
my man,
Everything about it
I don't
is
know what the fuck
respectful.
you think you're doing, but we're gonna need a little
Yeah, it
more
was pretty
like
unbelievable.
decorum if you want to have free cash from us. Like, don't even play
Yeah, I
that
think he
game.
overestimated exactly how many people here are going to care that much about it.
Oh well,
Like there are certainly
I
plenty of
think the
people
vast
that pretend to be
majority of
passionate.
Americans at this point realize that there's no reason for us to be giving them any money. Like,
Yeah. Us being involved at all is prolonging it essentially.
yeah, like we should not be paying him a dime. Like we should be
Yeah, and again, the amounts it's spent, it's
expecting
fucking
some money
nuts.
back. Frankly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, the
I
whole
guess
reason
that's
that they were giving
I'd
him
be
money in the
happy.
first place is all the fucking dinos and rhinos were in there like, just getting free cash.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah, it
send them
seemed
$1
like some
billion,
kind of weird
they
money
give
laundering shit.
all these little kickbacks through various different channels to all these different congressmen and congresswomen, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're not there doing that because they care about the Ukraine. They're doing that because they want free fucking money.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. There's a lot. Well, I mean, a lot of it was equipment, but there were still billions and fun billions straight cash being sent
Well, it's not
as
their
well.
money, so it's not like the Congress people give a shit if they give $1 billion and get back 100,000. They still get 100,000. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what the problem was.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, no, it was the whole reason why Biden's son was getting paid 60 grand a month by the energy company there in Ukraine back in.
Oh yeah,
It
that was
wasn't.
particularly onerous.
Yeah, that one was always weird. Like, how did nobody, so many people that didn't have a problem with that, like that didn't realize it was such an obvious, like, currying favor or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't even currying favor. It was just like paying directly for the service of getting this, like the kickbacks, getting the funding. It's like you give us the funding, we hire this guy, and he gets paid X amount of money to never show the fuck up or do anything.
Yeah.
And you put that in your bank and you spend it. That's how that works. We're paying you for this money, this funding that we supposedly need.
Yeah, that one is especially like he had no fucking. Hunter Biden had no real expertise. That energy
I
shit.
think what was going on with the Biden thing is Biden knew exactly what was going on for the most part because it was all bureaucrats running it from behind the scenes and just taking a bunch of the money. So Biden had already made his nut, and they were using Biden to like make that money, and Biden was happy to make the money he was making off of his kid, no doubt.
Yeah. Like
But they were probably more than happy to like, what do you call it? Get their own kickbacks as well. So it's like he wasn't the only one who was getting paid off for that.
Yeah, it was some kind of weird money laundering thing, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of bureaucrats that got kickbacks in this, plenty of money. Because our senators and stuff were making millions of dollars off of it in total. I'm sure all the bureaucrats were making millions as well. Like if you added them all up together.
Yeah, well, it's a safe bet that the company paying the 60 grand a month were making at least 60 grand a month off of it.
Oh yeah.
some number greater than that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was just straight charity for the guy. I'm sure they'd be making overall much more than that back.
Easily, easily. Oh man, let's see. I didn't watch The Prison Life Exposed yet, but I do plan on watching that.
I didn't actually.
I doubt you watched the scientists misreport climate cause of LA wildfires. That was funny. Tried to blame the wildfires on global
Oh, I
warming.
did actually. Yeah, well, actually, just about a half hour before the show, I was like, "Wow!" So they're essentially just guessing and making shit up.
Yeah, yeah. It's just nonsense. It's like there's
Yeah,
nothing to
yeah.
back it
There's
up in
no
any
way
way,
to
shape, or
calculate
form.
that. 35% was just. Yeah, I feel like it's this much. There's no way to actually calculate it, but it's definitely 35%
Well,
climate change
it's
fault.
yeah, it's one of those things where it had nothing to do whatsoever with the wildfires. It's silly to even remotely
Yeah,
try to connect them.
yeah. There's
It's like it's
absolutely
not
no
how
way.
that works. The the environment getting fractions of a degree warmer is not why the fires started, and it's not why the fires were bad. The fires were bad because California mismanages their wildlands. They don't do burns on a regular basis, even though naturally
Yeah,
we
it's
should have fires every
very
year.
obvious. Yeah, it's
Like all
obvious
these
that
pine
that's
forests
supposed
are
to happen.
meant to have fires run through them every single year, or at least every couple of years. And we've been
Yeah,
preventing it for like like a decade or two. And it's like, well, of course we're having all this stuff, all the material that would normally have burned out built up, and then you catch the trees and you're fucked.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
or in the case of like the LA wildfires, the grass has got a lot longer and like the bushes caught and everything. So it was like there was more stuff that caught on fire.
Yeah, it's weird when that happens and there's more fuel for the fire.
Yeah,
They end up bigger. It's shocking.
makes no sense. How did this happen?
Yeah, because you said they never do. They stopped doing like prescribed burns like a long time ago,
Yeah,
decades
there's
ago.
all sorts of stuff. It's like it's it's not even just from dry burns. It's just like there's a bunch of stuff that they've done with like water and also for like various different like we saved this animal, like
Mhm. Oh
and
yeah, some fish in some
yeah,
reservoir or something.
yeah, and it's just like all that kind of shit. It all stacks up to the point where like essentially they fucked everyone.
Fantastic. So, is there any chance California secedes from the union?
No, I hope not. Please, no. Like it's already bad
Uh,
enough, but like without the federal to keep it going, that'd be really bad.
mm, yeah, it is kind of crazy, like how much uh, California should be like making. You know what I mean? They've got so much shit, and they mismanage it so badly that they manage to lose money. And I mean, tourism, fucking, a bunch of natural scenic beauty, fucking everywhere, all that,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. I
they
don't
still
know.
manage to end up like in operating at a deficit.
Nope, nope, not at all.
Keep voting Democrat.
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
They're doing a great job.
Oh, did you see my brother had like a fucking meltdown when I asked him to do the dishes?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. He was like, "It's absurd to bother me over this. There's not enough to be
Mhm.
bothered with. It's like it's your chore, dude." But I thought
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
funny that he started yelling about fucking Trump, and I'm just like, I had to
Mhm.
fucking walk away because I was just gonna start laughing, and that's not gonna help.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I thought that
If
was
I was in that
fucking
position,
funny.
I would think I
I'm
would
like,
just
that's
beat the
a
shit out of
whole
him.
different level of narcissism. How
Yeah.
dare you
Yeah.
bother me from this?
How dare you uh, insist that I do the thing I was
As
supposed to
an
do?
adult, as a 38-year-old adult too. Like, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
They actually
Yeah.
they're banning a bunch of people from the World Series of Poker. I thought it was crazy. Like,
Well,
yeah, apparently that like a lot of people cheat online for poker, and I didn't know that. I was like, you would think
yeah,
that
and I mean, it's not
that would be
surprising.
a situation where there's real money involved. There'd be a lot of motivation to
Yeah,
catch them.
yeah, that's a lot different than cheating in fucking, you know, like Fortnite or something.
Yeah, 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 exactly, or whatever
Yeah.
video game. Yeah, totally different fucking ball game, man.
Overwatch, that's one. I was trying to think of the Overwatch that you're
Oh
playing. I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking,
There's a ton of cheaters in Overwatch. I think it's Overwatch 2 and Fortnite are the two most cheated in games.
mm,
So like if you're looking at like a game, um, the ones where they're cheating the most is Overwatch 2 and Fortnite.
mm. But it's happening everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean
Sure.
it's happening everywhere, but like those are the two worst apparently,
Yeah,
from
those
what
are
I've
the
seen on like Google and stuff. So yeah, I'll take it with a grain of salt, I suppose,
those are the
because it
most
is Google.
played. Those are kind of those got to be two of the most
Uh,
played, right?
Fortnite, League of Legends is the most played video game. Like I remember, I didn't think that
Mhm,
was the case, but I looked it up when Satan was saying it. And he's right. League of Legends is the
mhm,
most commonly played. I don't know how you
mhm.
would cheat in League of Legends. I don't play it enough to really understand
Yeah,
if that's
that's
a
what I'm
common
saying.
thing or easy to do or something. But it's a lot
Yeah,
more
I mean, it's
common in
hard.
FPS games and other games. Like there were
SES games,
cheaters
yeah.
in like Sea of Thieves. I ran into a couple people. There was an aimbot for Sea of Thieves, but like I mean I don't think I ran into more than like one person that used it like the year or two that I played. Conan Exiles has cheaters, and that's a relatively
Yeah,
small
any
game.
online
You
game.
know, I stopped
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
Conan Exiles online because they uh, started getting into the non-competitive servers because there's like servers where you fight other people and like you can destroy their
Mhm.
bases, they destroy your bases. But there's also servers where you can just play and enjoy the
Yeah, the
storyline.
PvP.
There's like different dungeons that you can run and like little like snippets of lore and stuff that you can find, and it actually has an end.
Yeah,
Like your character figures out how
yeah.
to take off this bracelet that they're stuck with, and then they get to leave the exiled lands and go back to, I assume, get revenge on whoever
Civilization.
exiled them. Like that's
Yeah,
the end of the game. Even though it's like
nice.
an online game, so if you have you can always join your clan with a new character and keep your stuff if you want to do that and all that kind of thing. So it's like but it's like even there where it's like a very very small player base. They had people
Even
who
there,
were getting online
yeah,
and
there's
they figured out how to steal everything out of people's treasure chests. So like somebody would download a program, get onto their non-competitive server, and just steal all of the other people's shit. Though I don't understand how you wouldn't get caught with that because it would show all of the stuff being removed from their chests and then suddenly in yours. Like I
yeah, it
would
seems
assume
like
that that would be
yeah,
like a red flag on the server that like suddenly this guy has all of the items.
yeah, like it's faster
Because
than
I
it's
don't picture somebody dumb enough to cheat
remotely
in that
possible to
game.
do.
Because it was really
Yeah,
easy to get everything. It just takes time. Nothing was super hard to get.
yeah, that's an
Oh
odd
yeah,
one. And
I
a
saw.
PVE. Oh no, you're talking about the PvPs. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, the PVE. They actually figured out how to cheat in PVE where you're not able to go into other
Oh,
people's
okay.
chests. So like,
But
uh,
they're still
PvP,
figured out a
you build
way.
your base so that no one can get in. PvE, you build these fun, elaborate bases that look really cool that people can walk around and explore because they can't open and steal your stuff from your chest. They can't take your food out of your fridge. They can't interact with any of your stuff other than to look at it.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
or
gotcha.
you can leave notes, so you can leave like a note where people can just read it whenever they walk in and see it. So you can be like, "This is my tavern," blah blah blah, if you wanted to, or like a sign or
All right.
something. But other than that, they can't do anything to your base. They can't break it. They can't steal shit. They can't kill your people. But
Yeah,
people figured
yeah.
out how
Unless you
to
don't
how to
log on
make it
for
so that they
2 weeks.
could steal shit from the other people's bases in that one. There was a bunch of other shit in the PvP stuff, like people were like unkillable or killing in one hit and all that kind of
Right,
shit.
right. Yeah, standard shit. I hear you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that
Yeah,
Pokemon
again, I don't
boyfriend
understand it.
situation, that just is so sad. I feel bad for that dude because
Oh,
that dude is
the
he's
Pokemon one?
clearly psychotic. He has some sort of psychotic delusional disorder.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for sure.
he's clearly not like just not a normal person. He's
Yeah,
got
he's
some
not
sort of
all
mental
there.
health issues.
Yeah, he definitely has issues with recognizing.
I think it's hilarious that all these people believe he has the money he's talking about. Because like
Oh yeah.
I've worked in that field, and I'm like he didn't fly out. Texas shipped him out on a Greyhound, no doubt. And he was probably hopped up on haloperidol because they're like, what? You want to go to California? Okay, sure. Because that's been going on for fucking decades, where like other states will just send their fucking mentally ill people to California. Dope them up on
they'll dope them up and
haloperidol,
just
dump
throw
them on
them
a cheap Greyhound, dump them on a cheap flight, whatever, train or something, It's been a constant issue for fucking California. It really fucking pisses us off.
Yeah, it's understandable. They're just like, yeah, they'll take them. They might not like it, but they're going to take them.
Well, my concern, for me at least, is like, there's no guarantee that the people they're sending over are going to be safe once they're off the haloperidol, and we have no idea they're coming, so there's no services here for them lined up and ready to go. So there's no, like...
Yeah, they
come here and do like he did. They immediately go homeless, go completely delusional, off of all their meds, no doubt, and just have to be hospitalized and on all that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucked up thing to do.
And he's currently definitely in a program like the one where I work, just not in any of the programs where I work.
Yeah, definitely something going on there. He's definitely
plus
dealing with some shit.
He may or may not be dangerous to Pokemon. I doubt he'll ever find her, but if he did, that could get fucking deadly.
Yeah, that's the scary part, man. Because he's definitely convinced. Yeah, although it's weird, dude. Like, you claim that he really thinks they're in love and engaged, and she would still be letting him just be homeless.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's an odd
just, he just to be homeless and all that. That's cool.
Did you see the one of him where he was on the... A much better known YouTuber was telling him, like, there's no way this is real. Dude, you're completely delusional. And then he's like, how do you know for sure? I'm like, I guess technically, you don't know for sure. It's only about 99.9999999.
Not a lot of point. Oh, what's up, Mr. Samaj? There's not a lot of point in trying to convince somebody who's delusional that their delusions are wrong.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not even taking meds. We're talking about Pokemon's boyfriend that she didn't know she had, by the way, if you've never heard of him.
No. Yeah, the one that... have you heard of it? You know what we're talking about, Smosh?
I know of Pokemon main, but everything else, no.
Oh, well, you're familiar with the romance. That's a romance scam, basically. He thinks he's dating Pokemon.
Yeah, there's a guy that's a streamer who believes he's dating Pokemon because he fell for one of those, like, fake channels things.
Yeah.
Pokemon 101 LOL or something like that, but it's really some guy in India, like, fucking getting him to send money.
Yeah, it's a romance scam. The only really difference between is the guy has a channel streams on.
Yeah.
It's really the only difference.
Pretty sad. It's
kind of funny to make fun of him
either way, though.
Poor fella. Yeah, you do kind of feel bad for somebody that's that easily duped. But that's what's going on. He's convinced that he's dating her. He moved from somewhere in Texas.
Texas to California to try to find her.
Mm-hmm.
To try to move in with her or something. I don't know. He's apparently couples goals. Oh, they're getting married. He wants to ask her to marry him. He wants to get engaged. He was looking for a wedding ring.
Yeah. No, they are engaged, according to him.
He probably has never sent any money. This guy's probably still trying to get money, or if he has, it's very small amounts.
Yeah.
He
said something at one point about getting money back, but I don't know if that's true. I doubt that's true.
Everything he's saying with the money is probably fake. So,
yeah.
Like we've had people who they own the house we work at, or they own the city, or they're the king of the state. We've had people like that multiple times. They got millions of dollars. They've given millions of dollars to people. Millions of dollars. Oh yeah, millions of dollars they've given away. They got millions of dollars that's being kept from them. We're stealing millions of dollars from them. Like, that happens all the time. So, any numbers he's saying are just nonsense.
Yeah,
complete
nonsense.
nonsense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take any of it seriously. I guarantee he didn't buy the plane ticket. Somebody bought it for him. Unless there's some sort of evidence to prove he had a job or something prior to this whole fucked up situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too bad.
Yeah, the guy vaguely looks like George Floyd.
Yeah, a little bit like George Floyd and Jussie Smollett had a baby.
Yeah, there's another guy that he actually too. It's but I can't remember his name. He was a black comic from that had a tiny bit of popularity in the 90s. I picture what he looks like, but I do not remember his name for the life of me. Wish I could find it because he looks a lot like that guy too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, him and George Floyd. That guy that I can't tell you who, and George Floyd. Very helpful, I know.
Very helpful.
But yeah, it's a fucked up situation. But it's gotten to so many people at this point. Like Pokemon has to be aware of it at this point.
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. Maybe I would assume so. I'm sure that there's somebody who works for her that's probably like. I'm
sure they have his picture and to tell him that he can be.
Yeah, like her security team is probably aware of it, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't assume she has a security team. Maybe that's a bad assumption. I don't know. Maybe that's an assumption I shouldn't make, but I wouldn't be
you never
surprised if she's got like some security people that like
don't want to be bothered with it and don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, that are paid to like keep up on like that kind of thing, like people that might be stalking or whatever, because like if you're online, odds are extremely good you have a stalker of some kind.
Right.
So
yeah, even if she hasn't directly, I'm sure she knows people that have had that crazy stalker shit happen to them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No way she's not aware of it.
So then what's your guys' crazy stalker story?
I worked with a girl that got stalked.
Oh, well, I meant like who's your stalker?
Oh no. I mean, if you're well.
Oh, we're talking about famous people.
Yeah, we're talking about famous people online, not us.
You mean you're not famous? You've been streaming for a long time. You should be famous.
Oh yeah, no, we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we're gonna be big on Kick any day now.
Any day now. Yeah. Oh, apparently you can stream to Kick and on what do you call it? YouTube at the same time now. So we might have to try doing that.
We can't do worse, really. No,
that's true. That's
why
true.
not?
We can't get less viewers.
I mean, you can try.
Like try to get negative viewers? How do you get a negative viewer?
I mean,
I think you meant to try to.
Not that I'm not interested. I think that might be like an accomplishment, really. They're the only people that actually have negative views.
Yes, they have broken the rules. Let's break the rules of reality and somehow get negative views.
Yeah, like the, what do you call them? The fucking Mythbusters. Reject your reality and I substitute my own.
All the seance and have your only viewers be dead people.
Nice. I'm liking your thought. I like it. I'm in, I think, with this one. Yeah.
That person should count as a negative view. Yeah. I think we can make that work.
We've seen Hillary Clinton's election go, and it's technically possible. If you can get dead people to vote, you can get dead people to watch.
Yeah, a lot of dead people voting and doing a lot of stuff actually.
Right.
The dead people around there are very lively. When it comes to politics, they're very lively.
Yeah.
I heard like an interesting little bit from a comic book talking about how, and it was just like a throwaway bit saying how like future scientists discover a way to travel to the afterlife, but you have to wear like a spacesuit to do it, or like a customized one made out of like various different paranormal elements, and they're called necronauts. I'm like, you're a necronaut? So you travel into the afterlife and commune with the dead? Like, physically see them? Like, holy shit.
Sounds kind of fun.
I thought that was a throwaway line. I'm like, that's a comic series unto itself.
Well, have you seen...
Not to be confused with the Necromongers.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Necromongers.
Oh, yeah, from the fucking Pitch Black series.
Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick. All that shit.
Oh god, that was the first one was fun. I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but it was fun. You know, like
you could tell.
Dude, I like the second one. I like Chronicles of Riddick, dude.
Well, you could tell.
I like that movie, unironically.
You can tell watching Chronicles of Riddick that was meant to be like two separate movies, because they had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then it had another beginning, middle, and an end. Like it's like they couldn't convince the studio to do two movies. So they said, okay, you have to cram it all into one. It's a little disjointed, but I think if you added it up, you actually get a pretty good series of movies.
I haven't seen the one, because there was one that came out after.
Oh, yeah. There was like a couple.
I don't think I've seen the other ones, even though, again, and non-ironically, like the Chronicles of Riddick.
Well, again, as I was saying, the first one was good. It wasn't like the best movie, but it was fun to watch. It was like a fun watch. And then the second one was interesting because they didn't just like they expanded the world substantially. They made it more interesting by adding more stuff to go on, like a whole bunch of lore. And then if I remember, I don't remember. I think there was a third one that was just awful, planet, right? But like I don't remember.
Yeah, I know I've seen Pitch Black, but it was just essentially come out when it started, right? I mean,
it was just a fun sci-fi horror flick, you know? Yeah. It was like a sci-fi horror movie, kind of action adventures horror kind of thing.
But I mean, essentially the whole thing is that, right?
Yeah. Well, they're on a planet he can see in the dark, and they have to escape the planet because there's like voracious aliens that eat everything on the planet every night. And the night lasts for like a really long time, or some crazy thing.
Well, there is a third movie called Riddick, and essentially
the third one, if I remember right, was not great, but I don't remember for sure. It's been a while.
Well, because like I said, the second one, which was like a sci-fi epic, but the problem with the second one is that they made it a PG movie, so it could be more broad appeal. So it can sell more of that kind of stuff, because the first one was actually a rated R or close to it, and so then they wanted to go back to their roots and get more like violent and brutal, that kind of stuff. And that one did okay. And there is a fourth movie in the works right now, although who knows when it's going to come out.
It's going to be awful, but I'll probably watch it. You know, like, I love bad movies. Like, don't get me wrong. Just because I say a movie's not good doesn't mean I didn't love the hell out of it.
I don't want anything to be remade right now, because it's been so fucking horrible. Everything's been remake.
So many bad movies out there with the remakes.
I think the problem with the Riddick movies is because like they're good, but they're like there's just something not right. Like it's not marketed right or not paced right. Because I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, they all pretty much just break even, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure these things should be making money, not breaking even. They're pretty good. They're not awful, and they're not like amazing, but they are good.
Yeah, they seem like they should be turning a profit. Yeah,
they definitely seem like, and they probably do like DVDs and other merchandise, because like people remember Rick very fondly. Like you ask anyone who saw the Riddick movies, and they all love them. Like most people have like. They all like.
I enjoyed watching them all. I would not necessarily call them good movies, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing close to my fandom for like Lord of the Rings or.
Yeah, but they're the kind of movie that like, if you walk in the room and they're on, you're probably gonna hang out and watch that movie, or like every once in a while you just want to watch them again, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely not one where I'm looking online to see if another movie's coming out or something. Yeah. Definitely not that level of fandom.
I know that like one movie, there was like a short film Riddick movie. It was like an anime-ish short film. It was like 30 minutes long, and it was like supposed to be like a prequel that connects the two movies from the first one to the second one. And I remember that one really well. I love that one. It's really fun. But I can't get any information on how much it made. I know it did well. Like when I was in high school, when this movie came out, everyone fucking saw it. Everyone had a copy of it. Like that movie had to have done well. Unless it only did well in Canada. I don't.
I don't know why, but I want that to be like an Eon Flux type animation.
It is.
Oh, yeah. It is? Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's directed by Peter Chung. He's the guy who created the Aeon Flux series.
Oh, and it has, dude, that's amazing.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch. If nothing else, it's just a good sci-fi thing. A lot of interesting action. Very well done. Very well performed. Yeah, it's worth a watch. Huh. Man, I wish I knew this guy, what this guy was up to. Like, I want to see more. Oh, right.
Hey, what happened?
Oh, well, apparently he was just... He went on to direct a bunch of little projects instead of doing his own thing. Like, there was like a Fire Breather, which was like a direct-to-DVD movie, which nobody saw. And Victor and Valentino, which is like a Cartoon Network cartoon show for kids, and then like the different artists. Okay, so he did a bunch of directing jobs, but that's about it. Like, god damn it,
this guy was busy doing other shit. Yeah,
I guess I'm a bit mad because I liked Aeon Flux. I didn't like that live.
Very good. It's like one of the better cartoons out there to watch.
Man, it was so like
on fucking MTV.
Well, the first, because it wasn't designed, like, I remember watching, and it was not designed to be a TV series. It was designed to be something, because MTV wanted something to fill a cartoon gap. So in the first season, it's just a series of shorts. They're not connected. It's random nonsense and really trippy imagery and bizarre sexual themes and lots of death. The main character is always dying.
Yeah, and also pretty much every episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and she doesn't talk.
Usually dies clumsily.
Oh yeah, and it's hilarious to watch her die. But also, she doesn't talk. Nothing's connected. I mean, but it was a fun little experiment, and then they didn't realize how popular it was. Says, oh yeah, do another season. This time, put in a story and hire actors. And you go, okay. And then there was supposed to be a third season, but that didn't happen. And then there was the live action show, which nobody liked.
Yeah, or the movie with Charlie Star. Is that where
there was the movie, yeah. That also nobody liked, but I'm also talking about because there was like an MTV live action TV series, which
shit,
yeah. Well, it was around the time when like nobody was watching MTV. It was dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where they basically turned into like a really weird reality show thing, and like there was no more music, and the reality shows weren't even really good. It was pretty sad.
Yeah, they had to keep making other channels to still play music on, because they never played music on the main MTV.
Yep.
Hey, we got MTV2. Okay, now MTV2 is nothing but a bunch of shows. All right, well, MTV3 is going to have music.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the Wikipedia here for the live action movie. And it's like, it was like $62 million. It made $52 million. Like, that's $10 million it didn't make. Like, this was a disaster.
Oof.
But in all fairness, Aeon Flux is not one of those things that you can do in live action. It just can't be done unless you're going to hire nothing but contortionists.
Right.
Yeah,
good luck. That's a fair point.
The body dimensions alone are fucking insane. In the cartoon.
And good luck finding a contortionist that can act like that. Like, okay. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but
it'd have to be like CGI shit. Like, you wouldn't have actors able to do any of that shit.
Well, and when you sign up with a studio, the studio wants you to cast their actors they already have contracts with. And I'm like, well, it's like
name recognition, whatever.
Like, the only way you can make that work is you have to hire all kinds of different actors, like new people who've never acted before, and like it's really hard to do. It can be done, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They found that one black chick that had the hands for feet. Play that role.
Well, that was obviously CGI. But
I was going to try to sell that like I really believed it. I couldn't. I ended up bailing.
I mean, I could have just kept it going.
Yeah, no, I was already laughing as you were saying it, so no worries. It was going nowhere.
I remember watching that when I was younger and being like, that seems like it would be so incredibly unuseful. Like, it works in the movie. But, like, if that was something that
like,
actually had somebody who actually had hands for feet, so they had four
like
hands,
doing like a day of
that
life
seems
of
like that would
this
actually be
person.
really fucking inconvenient on a daily basis. Like, that would not work out well for you.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
For
it works
sure.
out fine. Works out fine for the 8, but they're 8.
Well, yeah, they gotta climb like fucking stuff to get their food like monkeys. I just don't know how that works for a person like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Well, I'm
do.
sure they could wear, the hand equivalent of shoes. Help them out a little.
They already
All right,
got
we're
those
probably in
creepy toe shoes and stuff that they sell, so I don't know. That's it's a
Yeah,
whole
you'd
nother
have to have
level
specialized
of.
footwear for sure.
Oddly enough, I've been thinking about getting those.
Oh,
The
the
toe
toe
shoes.
shoes?
Yeah. Well,
you have to report back if they're comfortable or not if you do get them, man. I'm curious. They always look like not that great to me, but
I suspect they're not going to be the greatest. But the only reason I want to is because, like, I was looking up a thing about like feet and like it can be like if you don't have proper support for your feet, it can hurt your back over time. And as I get older, as I get older, I'm like, as I get older, I figure out that that's pretty much true. And part of the reason is that a lot of our shoes are designed to close in on the toe area, which crunches the toes, which actually can cause more damage over time. So that's part of the reason why they're selling those shoes, is so to try and expand the toes, which increases your
oh,
I don't know,
what is it?
foot.
You want diabetic shoes?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You can just get diabetic shoes cheap, and they have like very like wide expanded toes and stuff.
And that could be the option. Who knows?
I bought a set of those. I'm not diabetic, but I bought a set of those because I fucked up my ankle real bad. And it was swelling and like making my whole foot hurt. But I didn't want to like keep not wearing shoes to work because they don't allow it. I think it was like Wayfair or something. It was like wearing shoes but not wearing shoes, and I was just like that's how it feels when you wear like the shoes, like the Wayfair. What are they called? I gotta look this up.
Yeah, no idea.
But I put the shoes on, and it's like you're wearing shoes, like you're walking around. It's just totally normal, like wearing shoes, like no difference. But it literally felt like there was just a little kind of like thing around your ankle, but there was no. It like felt like you weren't wearing shoes. It was so incredibly comfortable.
Interesting. And I'm thinking with the finger or the toe, with the toe shoe, I feel like that would be really hard. I feel like there's a lot more variation in like people's toes that you'd almost have to do like a foot scan or something.
See, I would think that I would think like it would be hard because that's a lot of material in between the toes, especially when you're so used to having them close together. And like whenever I wear over those flip flops where you put your toe through them, those things hurt my feet like crazy. And I get like blisters and it just hurts. Like my feet are extra sensitive down there. But I mean, part of me was thinking like maybe there's something to it.
Yeah, I'm looking up for the video I watched on the shoes. They were they were like $40 for a pair.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, and they look like just normal shoes.
Although that's $40 American. Here in good old Kazakhstan, it's probably like 80 something.
Yeah, it was Fitville. And I just bought like a pair of regular walking shoes, like Velcro walking shoes. and it was now they're up at like $70, so they've gone up in price. But they went up to like 13 extra wide. So, like I wear a 13 4E already, and they go up to like 13 6E width, which is insanely wide. But they're like super fucking comfortable. It was crazy how comfortable these shoes were, man. So yeah, Fitville, if you're ever interested in, they're specifically known for their wide toe boxes.
All right. Like you just did an ad read for them.
Yeah, I'm sure the zero audience members go down there and
audience members
buy all their shoes.
Don't worry,
I was just genuinely shocked at how incredibly comfortable they were.
Yeah. Interesting. What else? What else is happening in the world today?
Well, I've been home for about 4 days since I went to Florida.
Oh yeah, how was Florida?
Yeah.
What was it like meeting Mr.
Mr. Gaming,
Mr.
Mr. Boomer, Mr. Excel, yeah, Mr. Monkey. It was good. It was definitely 1 week was not long enough. It went
never
by.
Is, man. It never is.
It went by so fast, and we feel like we did barely anything. Although, granted, there was that one night that we got kind of drunk, and where we were recovering most of the morning, and then when we finally got our shit together, it's like, yeah, well, the day's like half gone, so good luck with that.
We made
but then we all
love to each other, no doubt.
All right.
I mean, if you call farting on each other's faces that, then yeah, I guess.
I remember.
Yeah, but any vacation, I don't.
You cut out there. You start off at any vacation.
Yeah, you're gonna have like a day out of a week that's probably not gonna do much. It happens most of the time. Yeah.
Probably. I will say though, the worst part was that fucking flight itself. Holy shit! So what happened was, like, when I started the flight, my first flight got canceled because something happened to one of the pilots, and yeah, so I had to get a different one, and that was a task itself. But anyway, my new flight, the flight. So I have to have a connecting flight. So I have to go to Toronto, which was a 3-hour flight, which isn't too terribly bad. But I had a layover for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an 8-hour layover, and when I arrived, it was like the middle of the night, and then I left at like, was it like 8? No, it was like 10 in the morning or something like that. And it's another 3 hours.
Sleep or something. Or
nope.
Relax. No.
Nope.
Man.
Nope. And I couldn't even sleep on the plane either because the seats were fucking terrible. Like, you can recline, sort of, but, I mean, it shoots you right back up to a sitting position, so you can't stay reclined. Although I will say...
Oh, that's fucking weird. Why would it not stay reclined?
I don't know, old plane, I guess.
Wow, that seems really annoying.
Well, it got worse, and this was just on the first flight. The first flight was the absolute worst, because... luckily, there was no one sitting next to me, and then there was a guy sitting at the window seat. Problem was, it was some Indian guy, and he had his phone out, and he was watching some sort of, like, Indian soap opera or something like that. It was very bright and very colorful, and he had the brightness on his phone turned to max.
Oh, you were seated next to a piece of shit. That's what happened.
Yeah, and it was a late-night flight, and luckily for me, I had one of those eye masks. So I had one of those on, and because let me tell you, I was getting a rip-roaring headache from that guy's video or whatever flashing into my eyes. It was terrible.
Oh, I would be fucking pissed. I don't know, man. That's a rough one.
It was
because that's one of those things. Like, it may not be a rule on the plane, but it's an unspoken rule that you don't sit watching fucking bright ass shit in the middle of the night on a plane.
Yeah, it should definitely within the social contract for most people.
So that was the guy on my left, And now I was in like one of the far middle seats in the middle of the aisle. Now, to the right of me, there was two guys, nice, but on the window seat there was some bitch of a woman, and apparently her headphones stopped working, so she had her whatever she was watching on max, and the stewardess came over and asked her.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would the stewardess not say something at that point? Because I'm pretty sure they have sound rules.
They do, and she comes up to them and says, like, and she was very respectful. She's like, "Ma'am, please, this is a late night flight. People are trying to sleep." And she said, and the lady was like, "Well, I'm sorry, I can't hear it because like the engine is too loud, and my headphones stopped working." It's like, I understand that, and I'm sorry, but you know, people are trying to sleep. It's a late night flight. You need to turn it down. And they would go back and forth. I thought, okay, I'm just not going to listen to this. I got my eye.
Oh yeah, because the lady's going to keep turning it back up the second the stewardess is away. And
yeah, well, and what ended up happening, because I just sort of stopped paying attention, like, okay, that's cringy and embarrassing. I'm just going to forget it and zone out. And then I was shooken up again because that lady was starting to go, okay, bye. And she just put her hand up to her face, bye. Just kept saying that over and over again.
And just refusing to do what she was told. Yeah, no doubt.
And then the stewardess walked in. Now, to her credit, the lady did turn it down, but you can't just talk to the stewardess like that. That's fucking disrespectful.
They have no fly lists now, man. I don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah.
Well, also, you can't be that disturbing on a plane because it could be a hazard for people. Like, you know, like the stewardess and all that, they can't deal with someone being disruptive like that. If a fight breaks out or something like that, then it's real bad, and you have to take an emergency flight, and that ruins it for everyone. So obviously, you can't do that. That's very bad. Apparently, in some cases, it's illegal. You can't just, you know, yeah. Well, because like people are like,
after, what was it? During COVID, they give them authorities that they should never have had.
Yeah, in some cases,
stewardesses and shit.
In some cases, they still have that kind of authority. It's crazy, but yeah, I don't know what the situation was like here in Canada. I don't know what the rules were. All I know is that, you know, this bitch, yeah, she shouldn't have been doing that. And then of course,
you generally don't want to fuck with stewards and stewardesses on planes.
Yeah, and of course the supervisor, you know, this bigger guy comes over in like a little in a blue suit and all that kind of stuff, a little name tag and everything. Comes over and advises her, "Ma'am, you need to calm down and you need to not make a fuss. If you do this, we're going to have to call the police on you when we land." And then she just went on with her story about, like, well, I was being, you know, harassed and all that kind of stuff. I can't help it. My headphones don't work. All right. Well, that's not the staff's problem. So
yeah, so that's anyway, one of those things. It's like your headphones don't work. I'm sorry, but nobody cares. Like, people are trying to sleep and it's rude as shit. Like, get the fuck up off your thing.
So then that's what was going on. So I just sort of thought, okay, this was early on in the flight, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try and sleep and do my own thing. I'll listen to music or something like that. Well, apparently this bitch was bitching about that the entire flight to the other two guys, and they were literally saying, "Well, like, ma'am, sorry, I'm just trying to, you know, get some sleep here."
Oh, she wouldn't stop fucking bothering people too. Oh wow, they should have called the police.
They did.
Harassment. See, when we because you're harassing people. Like, they don't want to fucking talk. They want to sleep.
Exactly. So then when we land and I get out before her, and as soon as I get off the plane down the little line there's a cop there. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see what's happening. I didn't stay because I just want to get the fuck off of there.
Oh yeah, I would just want to be as far away from that bitch as possible. I wouldn't want to deal with anything else.
Exactly. And then after that, like, I had to go pick up my luggage. And then as I wait for my next flight, apparently, once you pick up your luggage, you can't go back into the airport kind of thing. You have to go out the front door and roll around and be in the lobby until they let you through. Yeah, so I had to do that. And because that the lobby area of the airport, which is very large, it's a very large airport, but there's no seat. There were a few places like a Wendy's, you can order food. That's about it. And of course, I had no plugins. My phone was almost dead. I got some like Wendy's, and there was a plug-in there. But then one security told me, like, "Sir, you can only be there for 30 minutes. You gotta go fuck. And there's nowhere to go, nowhere to sit. So I found like one plug-in, and it was like in a wall. So I sat by it on the floor like a fucking peasant, and just to charge up my phone.
You know,
and it was
you gotta
like,
have something to fucking occupy you. If nothing, like you gotta at least.
Well, I figured, okay, I figured since I'm stuck there for 8 fucking hours, I might as well get some exercise in. So I'm there, I'm doing my squats, I'm taking my suitcase, I'm lifting it like a weight. I'm thinking, I'm going to make myself good and exhausted, so that way when I get on my next flight, I can just pass out, not care about the world. Didn't fucking happen.
Oh,
I get on
no.
there, and I cannot sleep. I cannot. The seat is just too uncomfortable. And I just can't. And not to mention that my little neck pillow I had on, it got too hot. I was just sweating bullets. I couldn't do it. So there I was, asleep for another 3 hours, or awake for another 3 hours. And then I get to Florida, and I'm like, God damn it, I am so tired.
For a minute there, I thought you were gonna say that lady was on this plane too. No,
She better not be.
that would have been funny as hell. Like you get on that plane, the other plane, and there she is again, and you're like, no. No, kill me.
Nope.
Don't make me ride with her again.
No.
Nope, it's all train travel for her for now on. For being such a bitch.
I bet you the police just had a conversation where, like, lady, if you do this again, blah blah blah. Here's a ticket, and you gotta pay $50 to somebody or some shit. I'm sure there was something like that. I doubt it was anything real serious.
Yeah, I'd probably get one warning for that. Yeah.
I think you're right.
I'm sure you get more than one. Like I imagine like you're not allowed back on that maybe not on that flight or on that company's planes anymore or something like that. But you probably just get like a minor fine if anything, and like a talking to, because you're not actually doing anything illegal. You're not breaking any laws by being rude.
Exactly. But I gotta tell you, after all that stress from all those flights and all that kind of stuff, and I land in Florida and I meet up with gaming. And Monkey, and go back to our little B&B or B&B. I was so fucking stressed out. I couldn't eat. I just wasn't hungry. And then we hanged out for a bit. I got to sleep.
Oh, I imagine the first night's sleep was like so good at the hotel.
Well, I mean,
you were at a hotel.
so
I don't know if you were in a hotel or staying with somebody.
No. We rented an Airbnb. So
nice.
We were in a very nice place. It was a good place, but it was
fancy.
It was a fancy like place. We had our back. Like, there was a pool there. The back had like a little area where there was like a river like area there. It was quite lovely. Definitely a Florida kind of place. Unfortunately for me, because there was only 2 bedrooms. And Excel got one because I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you know who Excel is, but Excel is a very big guy. When I mean big, I mean he is like one of the few men I've ever met that's like over 7 feet tall. He is.
Wow.
He is a giant. And his shoulders are so fucking wide. They're like way bigger than mine. Like this guy is fucking huge. He's a giant of a man. So obviously he gets an entire bed to himself because. There was 2 bedrooms, and then the other one was like a kid's room.
He's definitely gonna fit on a fucking couch. You know what I mean? Like,
he was a huge guy. But then the other room had bunk beds, so it's like, well, I guess because the other guy needed the other one, so I was in one bunk bed, and then Boomer took the other one, and I passed out. And then Boomer, when he arrived later that night, and he slept in the other one. I sleep with a CPAP machine. So it makes all those noises, and if the mask comes off, it beeps. Yeah. It beeps to let you know your mask is off. Apparently, all that the sound of the CPAP and the beeping, because he was asleep, it affected his dreams, and he was having dreams that he was in an accident. He lost his legs. He's on life support. Beep beep beep.
Oh no, that really happened. He did lose his legs. He was on life support. No.
Scared the shit out. It scared the shit out of him when he was thinking about that. Which is like not surprising.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I've had.
Did you get to try any of the? Yeah. You get to eat any of the unique restaurants that you don't have in Canada?
We did stop off at a couple of them. Some we never had before or never heard of before. Like apparently, I don't know if you guys have these, but there's a grocery chain called Publix.
I've never, no, we don't have them here, but I understand their subs are really, really good.
Yeah, we stopped off to have their subs. Let me tell you, Subway is dead to me. Fucking Publix is the best and cheaper too.
Really? Wow. Okay, I've never heard anything about Publix before, so.
Oh,
they have a.
I kind of want to try it now. Subway is dead to me. That's a fucking. That's an endorsement right there.
Well, because let me tell you, because it's a grocery store, they have access to the freshest food because it's a grocery store.
Yeah,
so that means everything there
from the deli. Yeah.
So everything's fresh. There's no preservatives, no nothing, and because of all that, it's just straight up fresh food. It's delicious. I loved it. It was amazing. If I go back, I'm going to go back and have some more. The other sandwich that I had was at a place called the Wawa's, which I guess is your gas chain. Their sandwiches are also
it's all East Coast, but yeah, those are very well known for being fantastic.
Yeah, Wawa's is pretty good. I enjoyed that.
It does sounds fun.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Nothing like I forgot if they had Whataburgers there or not. I guess you didn't eat there either way.
No Whataburgers. They're more of a Texas thing apparently. So as far as we can tell, there's none anywhere in Florida.
That's a shame. I've heard a lot about Whataburger.
I would love it.
There was one in like Orlando or something, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, they're started in Texas. It's like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, I think has them. Yeah, it's mostly a West Coast thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other places you eat at, or not really?
We went to a Cece's, which is like a buffet pizza place. They have all the pizza you want. I did try out their all the different types of pizzas. I tried every one of them. I will say I do not like the spaghetti and meatball pizza. That is kind of gross. That's not for me.
All these things are like East Coast or Central air things, so I've never heard of a lot of these things you're going to. That's fun.
Yeah.
Cece's is because like we have places called Eats Up, and that stuff is the bottom of the barrel. Like it's really cheap, but it's the food is really cheap. It's been a while since I've had a Cece's. I don't remember it being great, but
it was like really thin pizza crust, but it's a buffet, so you can have as much as you want, which I think is pretty good.
Oh yeah, dude,
and
that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
They did have a dessert area, and their desserts were okay, but let me tell you, they were way too sugary. Way too sugary for me.
Yeah, any of those things, generally are. We have a place called Peter Piper Pizza that does they do a lunch buffet. They don't do it for. Yeah, they'll put out the ones that have like cinnamon and like fucking icing. They're incredibly sweet. Everything is incredibly sweet.
Yeah, it's not really a thing I particularly like. Excel did order. Yeah. Well, apparently there's also another like local to Florida pizza chain there called Jet's Pizza, which I don't know, maybe there's more there. But Excel ordered some Jet's Pizza. They had like a deep dish, but instead of calling it like Chicago deep dish, it's called Detroit deep dish.
Yeah, it's more of a pan type pizza, right?
Yeah.
Like a deep dish pan pizza. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the same as the Motor City Pizza Company.
Oh yeah. I like those. I like the frozen ones, so I like that style of pizza.
Indeed.
I've actually made that style of pizza quite often.
Nah. Yeah, I remember eating when I had gone back to catch the Lions game back. Goddamn, 2001. Yeah, I remember eating at a place like that downtown there by the stadium. That was fucking really good. But yeah, definitely a deep dish, very very pie-like on that one. That particular restaurant would actually have a huge coating of fucking sauce on the top.
The fluffy crust was my favorite part of that.
Yeah, as far as frozen pizza, the Motor City Pizza.
That's what I'm having for dinner tomorrow night. One of those Motor City pizzas, believe it or not.
Nice. Yeah, that's like you can easily get 2 solid meals out of the thing, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know if even I'm sure I could eat the whole thing, but I would be uncomfortably full if I ate an entire one of those fucking pizzas.
Well, I mean that's any pizza, honestly.
Yeah, well, not like a Jack's. Like if you get the the really cheap one. As far as cheap, Jack's is actually halfway decent.
Oh, I wasn't thinking frozen pizza. I was just thinking like when people order pizza.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
For some reason, whenever my family orders pizza, they all get like these large pizzas, and it's like, how do you eat so much pizza? Like, I just want like a small one, and then I'm gonna eat like half of it. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I can definitely eat a whole one over like a couple days.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, but one could do it. I was gonna say the other thing that I tried out there, which might be a reason to go back. We stopped off at the beach, and one of the little beach areas they had there was this thing called 2,000 Flavors ice cream, which I always think is like, yeah, it's just, maybe it's like a ice cream with a variation or something, who knows. But I tried their key lime ice cream. It was one of the most delicious ice creams I've ever had in my entire life.
Ooh, key lime is just good in general.
So it was so good. And there was another ice cream place there. It was that Cold Stone.
Cold Stone is very good. I can't eat Cold Stone because it makes me sick. But
the mixin'.
It's very good.
Yeah,
pizza.
The mixin' is fantastic.
See, I used to work at Marble Slab, and so when people would come in from America and they would talk about Cold Stone, say, "Oh yeah, it's just like Cold Stone." It's like, okay, well maybe it's slightly different. No, Cold Stone is exactly the same as Marble Slab. But I will say, after working, one of my favorite ice creams when I used to work at Marble Slab was the cotton candy ice cream. So I had Cold Stone's cotton candy ice cream, and it is bland and flavorless. I was super disappointed.
Cold Stone's bland, flavorless. Never had
it's more about the ice cream. Yeah. Cold Stone, it's more about the mixing than the ice cream. You know what I mean? Like the pieces of brownie or like because I would always get like chocolate with like brownies and almonds mixed in. Like that's really fucking good.
Well, let me tell you, one of the more fun flavors. One of the most fun flavors needs to be like your cotton candy. You need to get something like that right, and they didn't. I'm like, okay, all right, well, I won't be coming here ever again. That's how bad that experience was.
Oh wow!
Damn, I don't think I've ever had cotton candy ice cream.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I mean, Cold Stone does not have. Not Cold Stone.
Yeah, if you get a chance, try some of the other ones. That Cold Stone's usually really fucking good. But yeah, did you have any mix? Oh, no, if it's cotton, did you have just the ice cream?
No, I had. Yeah, I mixed M&Ms in there because I haven't had M&Ms in a long time.
At least you had some flavor with the M&Ms,
I mean, not really. That cotton candy was kind of flavorless.
No, I mean, at least there was like the M&Ms to chew on for flavor, not the ice cream. The M&Ms. Like,
fair enough.
Like you take a bite, you get the M&Ms to eat. Like you're like, oh, the candy ice cream is just sweet, but at least the M&Ms have like some chocolate.
Yeah, and I don't know. M seems kind of odd.
Well, it's the only thing I could see there that seemed remotely like it could go well with cotton candy.
Cotton candy. Yeah, that is a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. So I was like, okay, this is disappointing. I'm done with this. I'm okay with this. And not to mention, like I had the 2,000 flavors before I had cotton candy, so the bar was actually pretty high, and I didn't realize it. But man, the 2,000 flavors was the best I've ever had. I told gaming that if I really, really need to, because you can pay to get food delivered all the way from Florida, like you can 24-hour it if you wanted to. I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna do that with ice cream? I mean, I'm sure it's possible, like stuff it in like in like a pail or something.
Yeah, you'd have to have it refrigerated the whole fucking way. Like a bunch of ice packs, I guess. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Well, the way I see it, it's like you can send ice cream, and it could melt, but you just have to put it in the fridge or whatever when you get home. That's my thinking anyway. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
ice
Yeah, I've
cream
never done.
melts and the air escapes, then it won't be quite the same if you freeze it afterwards, though. So you do kind of
Yeah, I
have
was gonna say
to.
once it gets into that, yeah, once it gets all melty, it doesn't reform the greatest.
Still
Still a
good. I
decent
mean,
flavor.
it's not going to be bad
Yeah,
after that or
yeah.
anything. It's not going to be like, oh, this is the worst shit I've ever had in my life or anything like that. It's just not going to be as good as it would have been originally.
But yeah, I remember we talked about that place that you could get any kind of fucking restaurants that are super famous and they can deliver to fucking anywhere.
Oh,
That's gotta be a
nice.
lot though, man. To have it shipped from different states. Gotta
I
be
almost
fucking
bought some meat from Venezuela. I was very tempted for a while. Well, was it from Venezuela? It might not have been from Venezuela, but it was from foreign meat. It was capybara. I wanted to buy some capybara, but it was like $100 for like a pound of it, and I was like, I just can't
Yeah, that's a rough one.
fucking pay
I remember I wanted
$100
to
for a
try
pound of meat, even if it's really, really good meat.
I remember I wanted to try goose. And then I saw the prices and I'm like, okay, that's not happening.
Yeah, I've never tried goose before. Is it super expensive?
Yeah, it's apparently really good. Yeah, because I think it was from it was around Christmas, on the Christmas Carol when he tells you to buy a fat goose or whatever. And I'm like, I wonder what goose is like.
Yeah, maybe it was more common back then.
Hey there, you little bitch! You shut up.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's
my
your
dog's
dog. I
barking.
was wondering. I was like, somebody's dog's going off. That's funny.
Yeah. She's getting all she's
A
trying
little
to.
yapper.
Well, she's trying to play with the other dog, and she's like, I don't know. I just want to rest. Yeah, and
All right,
they're
goose
yapping
meat
little.
says, all right, goose meat real quick. It says has a rich flavor similar to dark turkey with a richer fat content.
Interesting. I like
That
duck.
sounds pretty good. All right. Yeah, I definitely like the dark meat on a turkey.
Oh yeah.
So a little fattier version of that. Okay,
Oh
sorry
yeah.
so
Like
much.
dark meat on turkey on anything. Turkey, chicken, whatever is always the best, man.
Let's see. Whole frozen goose, $89.99.
Oh, that's not as bad as the fucking capybara, but that's still pretty. That's a price. That's a fancy meal if you're gonna have that. Although then again, I imagine you get a lot of fucking goose, right? I mean, they're pretty big fucking birds.
Yeah, it's probably about chicken size. It looks like almost chicken size.
Almost chicken size. Oh, that's fair enough. That's not.
Yeah, right around chicken size. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta see what the.
How many? Wait a minute. I thought gooses were way bigger than chickens.
Not from what I'm looking at. So yeah. Let's see here. I'll get a pic here. Although it's can't definitely tell scale here, but yeah, it doesn't look significantly bigger than a chicken. Come on,
Huh.
God damn it. Fucking phone.
Well, your chicken is like 3, maybe 4 pounds on average, I would say. And then a
let me see
turkey
what
is
this one
like
says.
15, 20 pounds. Like, it can be pretty big.
Right. Yeah, this one actually said the starting was 8 pounds. I mean, that's with obviously the bones and everything.
So
See.
that's about.
Yeah, it's between 8 and 12 pounds.
That's a
it
little
looks
bit
like.
bigger than your average chicken. It's not a massive bit
Yeah.
bigger, but it's definitely pretty good size bigger because your chicken's probably gonna be about 4
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's close to twice the size. All right. Let's see. Oh no, yeah. Let's see. 11. Yeah, up to it says about 8 to 12 pounds. It looks like. So that's
So
That's
$89.99 is
size.
that's a pretty fair price
Yeah, it's not.
for something that's not super like what do you call it? Like super common. Like not a lot of people are eating
not anyway.
goose.
Yeah, like 10 to $12 a pound. It looks like.
Yeah.
Although that's counting bones and shit too. So I don't know how much actual meat you're getting out of that. Whole fresh. Wow, this one's 250 for 10 to 12 pounds. Jesus Christ. Wait, this one's only 20. What's happening here? Young goose. Okay, so it's got to be a smaller one. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's not even listed in the fucking pounds. What the fuck? But yeah, looks like definitely a smaller version. It says young, so not a full grown one, I guess.
They're weighing in other country measurements, so it's like 13 walnuts.
Oh, that's right. You use that that fancy metric
1.4 stone.
How many hands tall are you?
Yeah. How many stone? How many stone is this? Where the fuck is that? Like Scotland or something, I think?
I think that's the whole UK, like Scotland and England.
Yeah. They measure in well, no, it's not that they measure in pounds. That's their currency, pound. Which always fucks me up. It's like, weigh me, it's in pound. Is it like you weigh it?
Yeah, I thought stones was weight.
Yeah.
It's like a weight measurement in the UK.
Yeah, stone is. Yeah. Maybe because their currency is called a pound. They don't want to mix them up.
Oh yeah, maybe. Who knows? I was thinking maybe they just get really high before they do all their banking.
I don't know. I think it's more of a reason to invade and say, yeah, fucking do it right.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, America, we really should have switched over to fucking metric.
Oh, you shut your filthy
So much fucking simple.
commie mouth, you anti-American bastard.
Yeah. Well, I do remember, like, as a kid, them talking, like, in the 80s.
Sounds makes way more sense than
Yeah.
I mean, all of it's kind of arbitrary,
10.
but yeah, metric does make more sense.
Yeah, it's units of 10, dude. It's so easy to fucking, you know what I mean? You're not having to multiply by fucking 12 and then 3 and then, yeah.
Which reminds me, I was surprised at the lack of American merchandise that was in Florida. I was looking very hard for, like, I wanted to find the most obnoxious touristy American merchandise, like T-shirt, like Guild, US of A, that kind of stuff. And I went to Walmarts and Targets, Dollar Trees, and all. Nobody had anything. The only thing I found, yeah,
New York's probably better. Like New York City is probably better for that kind of shit, I think.
Yeah, well, New York won't even let me buy because it'll be behind like some sort of like glass door or something.
Yeah. Everything's behind bulletproof glass.
I ain't going to fucking New York. Not for a while, anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
but yeah, the most
great. Yeah, I lived in upstate New York for the first 10 years of my life. That area is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, upstate
New York City is pretty much the exact opposite. You know what I mean? It's weird that it's the same state.
New York City desperately needs superheroes. The way that I keep hearing about New York and how it is, I'm like, it's like this is what superheroes were created for. It's like you guys actually
vigilantes.
Yeah, you need vigilantes, which is exactly what it is. I'm like, it's like superheroes are like a call for vigilantism. It's like that place is so dysfunctional. Like you guys need like a Superman, maybe a Superman. But you also need like a Spider-Man, you need a Batman, you need the Ninja Turtles, you need a fucking Ninja Turtle.
They need the Punisher.
Oh yeah.
All those Fruit Loop superheroes that just keep catching and releasing the same criminals, fuck those people. Get the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a superhero, that's the real
zero
one.
The zero bail thing. They had that one guy that had been arrested like 150 times, and they just releasing him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry, he's poor, so we can't. You know, it's unfair to charge him bail. 150 times.
Oh yeah.
He got busted for robbing and assaulting people.
Yep.
It's amazing how many of those people get out and then immediately rob and assault someone else. Like, how could you possibly have known that was going to happen? Was it the 100 times he's done it before?
Right.
Like these people talk about like there's 3 strike laws as if there's some sort of like horrific like torturous thing, and it's like no, it's because some people just don't fucking learn.
Yeah.
You know, like some people just don't stop fucking hurting other people, and you cannot let them back out into public, or they will hurt people again. And you got to stop it.
Yeah, the fact that they do anything a third time, knowing what the result is, makes it pretty obvious that the law is not
it's never going to
keep somebody like that in check. Yeah, if I found myself in a situation where 2 strikes, there's fucking no way I'd go near any type of crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'd be like,
I'm never
committing another fucking. You're never getting a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna fucking have a policeman stop and talk to me again. I'm gonna be the best person on the planet.
Apparently, I've been listening to this other guy who lives in New York. And he talks about all the very different stuff that goes on over there. And because ICE has been, going into New York and like New York City in particular, and just rounding people up and deporting them.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, it's glad it's finally happening. But then what we're finding out, because there's a lot of people out there who are employing these people and like these illegals and treating them like slave labor.
Yeah.
Because it's
they.
That's the other thing. Like,
and that people was just for us. It's like not just for us. It's those people are being treated horribly too.
Yeah, it's cheap labor because they know that you'll because they don't want to get deported. So it's like, we'll work for whatever you say you want us to work for. So you want to work for peanuts, they'll work for peanuts.
Yeah, and a lot of them get used as slave labor working in those what are the fucking things where they deliver food and shit? Those gig things where it's like giving people rides or delivering food from restaurants. That's a big portion of where that money is going.
Yeah.
Those companies fucking know it. A lot of human trafficking is just to make people work for those things where they'll basically like give them a phone and a credit card, and they'll like take 90% of the money that they make off of those gigs and keep it, and then they get to keep like the 10% just to barely survival.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all getting exploited.
It's like you look at all the people doing these jobs, and it's all like people from the Middle East and all that. It's like, it's slave labor. We have the same problem up here in Canada, which is like part of the reason why like Trump's doing this whole like tariff thing. It's like because he's saying like secure the borders, which makes absolute sense. Like, it's a problem because we have the fentanyl crisis, we have criminal activity going on, we have undocumented people who are
human trafficking, all those things, man. Drugs and guns and. It's like we want guns here. We just don't want them in the hands of random people we don't know.
Yeah, so it's all going on, and like the thing that Trump is asking for is 100% reasonable. But our politicians up here is like, no, we're going to turn it into a trade war because they're trying to treat this as a political thing. Because it used to be they would go against conservatives and say, oh, you're this and that. They go back and forth. But they're not even bothering with the conservatives anymore. They're dealing with Trump, saying our enemy is Trump this and Trump that. So it's like they're treating this whole tariff thing as a political thing and saying like it's us versus America, and to make matters worse, like our Canadian politicians are going over to the United States and going on like the Colbert Report or any other American network that'll have them. Yeah, our politicians aren't even on Canadian networks anymore. They're going out to America, and they're going out there saying like, "Oh, Trump is so bad. They're being so awful." And they're using it as a wedge issue, trying to get like more like Americans to be on board with this. It's like it's absolutely insane. So they're like, "Yeah, we're not having a debate with conservatives anymore." Partially because they're fucking winning. But now they're like, we'll just have
a debate with conservatives anymore because nobody fucking believes in us anymore, other than like the most lunatic fucking fringe people on the left at this point.
Well, and to make matters like worse and kind of insane is that right now the Liberals are having a leadership race, and someone there'll be a new Liberal leader, so they'll be like prime minister for like however long till the next election is called, which is whenever they they go back in. And then they'll be able to vote no confidence, and then we're off to the election. So it's like, really, they're just buying time at this point.
Oh yeah,
But
well it was like when Trump was being when they finally realized there was nothing they could do to stop Trump from being president again. The Democrats went into overdrive and just started spending money as fast as they could, sending it to everyone, and all sorts of shit. Like to the point where there's like billions of dollars that they just gave to random private companies just arbitrarily.
yeah,
That like Trump is now going back and trying to get back from these companies because they have no business with our money. Like it's just like insane.
yep. And we have a similar stuff here in Canada. But to make matters worse,
a sinking ship essentially.
Well, and to make matters worse, one of the guys who's vying to be liberal leader is this guy called Mark Carney, and he's a fucking lunatic because he was talking about like what kind of things he's going to do, and one of the things he said he's totally on board for is using the emergency powers to like essentially declare martial law in Canada because of Trump and all the tariff stuff that's going on. Like,
wow.
hold on. It's
that's
like you want
scary as shit, dude. That if I was Canadian, that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so what does he need martial powers to deal with Trump? Trump's a foreign president. Like there's nothing like that your martial law will do to do anything to Trump. Like that's just literally just a seize. Like, oh, that's so scary, dude.
That is incredibly scary. And at that point, it's like, well, what do you do there? Because now you have a full-on dictator who's seizing control of absolutely everything.
Yeah, it sounds like essentially they're just a way to control the public at that point. Like he just put them all in like the fear of the military, and then stop doing elections. You know, it's like the next step. I'm gonna guess that's the next step.
Well, and because I think like I'm not all that surprised that he would do it because it's like the liberals literally have nothing. Like you look at what's going on in America right now with Elon Musk, he's finding all this information, and we're learning all these things. It's just as bad here in Canada, if not worse. So I'm guessing these people know how bad things are.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention they're like here in Canada, we're connected to America, and like there's probably shit that went on from the CIA to the FBI to the Democratic Party that they did here in Canada, like some sort of money laundering or who knows what. Probably something worse, if I had to guess. And so as they find out more information, Canada's leaked to all this, it's probably just going to get worse and worse. And it's probably like more sinister than any of us really realize, because they are fighting like crazy, and they're saying they're going to do shit that they have no right doing, like declaring martial law and all that kind of stuff like that. They shouldn't be able to do that. But they're saying, yeah, it's on the table. Like, why would it be?
Yeah, and
secure
the terrifying. A neighboring country wants to like have a reasonable amount of fucking trade tariffs. We need to declare martial law. That's fucking bizarre.
I heard a stat I was curious about when it came to the whole tariff. Apparently, from what I heard, roughly 20% of Canada's exports go to the U.S. The U.S. sends about 1% of exports to Canada. I don't know if that's actually accurate or not, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, it's something like that. We already have tariffs on American goods coming, and it's kind of unreasonable.
Oh, so most countries have tariffs on foreign goods. Like that's not it's not normal not to have tariffs.
Yeah, it's not unusual. Yeah,
it's weird not to have tariffs. Like what Trump is doing is basically just like doing something that should have been done a long fucking time ago. Yeah, like it should have been going the whole time. We should have had tariffs. Yeah, and there's a fair chance that he can eliminate taxes, which is nice.
I would love to see that. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
It's all in how much money Elon Musk can save, honestly, at this point.
Yeah. Frankly, I'm also surprised when I'm hearing about, like, because all these files were ordered to be released and none of it has, like, JFK stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm wondering what's going to happen with that, because it's not... I mean, let's be real honest here. The fucking JFK files are not a priority. I'm more worried about like the deportations and the what do you call it? Like the especially like the criminal deportations and stuff.
Yeah.
And things like that. Like, those are a priority, but sooner or later, people are going to start to really be like, hey, what the fuck is going on? You said we were going to get this information and we're not. Like, hey, where the fuck is this information?
Well, and not to mention...
the Epstein files are a big nothing burger, apparently.
Well, yeah, they just didn't give us any of them, essentially. They said they were going to release them, and they didn't. They gave her like a phone list or something that was total nonsense and not at all the Epstein files that they were told to release. They refused.
Yeah, which is the other thing, because you get, what's his name, Kash Patel, and like he himself was saying, like, yeah, no, you guys got to release this information, and they're not doing it. And in fact, like, they're ignoring the phone calls and stuff. Like, guys, you can't keep this up. You got to lay it out sooner or later. Yeah. And as far as I can tell,
that's disturbing.
Well, what people are assuming is that they're trying to buy time while they're trying to destroy the evidence.
There's a bunch of people that are fleeing the country right now.
Yep. And it's not just like in the government; it's also people in Hollywood too.
Oh yeah. Like rich people are fleeing the fucking country right now, and so I think that's a big portion of what's going on. Is they're being given like people the opportunity to fucking run.
I'm like, where's Oprah right now? Is she still doing her shows, or are they all pre-recorded now? Like, where's Oprah? I think she's gone.
Does she still do a show?
I think she's still doing a show.
Does she?
All I know is that I suspect she's already fled the country.
Wouldn't be surprising.
And now, where are these people going? That's the other thing. Because it's like, if you go to a place where they can, send you back, I'd be curious about that too. It's like, where are you going?
I'm sure anywhere they go is going to be where tradition.
Well, here's the thing. So Epstein's list isn't like a criminal allegation, though. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just a really bad look.
It's disgusting that they're on it, and they should clearly. I would say they should be in prison. I definitely would agree to that. But at the end of the day, it's not an actual criminal thing to be on that list.
Well,
just
the thing
should
is,
be,
Yeah, well, I mean, the reason why it's interesting to know, because it's the same thing with P. Diddy. Essentially, the idea was to get people in compromising positions, record them, and get evidence of them doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And in which case, they could have done it, they could have not. Again, we don't know, but what we do know is that there was a lot of evidence that they had that they would use to blackmail people. So it's like, we need to know what this is. If they destroy the evidence, we're not going to know, which is probably what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
it's like
there's no question.
It's hard to know. We won't get something as obvious as like when, I don't know if you guys remember hearing about this, but when China had their consulate and like there was some evidence. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the U.S. who was trying to get evidence, and then you could see video footage from like drone footage of Chinese people burning papers in like the back alley of the building.
Yeah,
I'm like I remember that. Like, holy shit!
Well, that's probably what they're doing with the Epstein files, because there were like fucking truckloads of shit.
Yeah, they're trying to scrub things and all the information they can.
100%.
Which is why they're buying all this time. They're trying to buy as much time as they can to destroy what they can. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's shaping up, but they're doing it.
Yeah. Are they claiming that they didn't understand the order? Oh, I didn't realize.
Probably. I'm not surprised in the slightest. Anyway, I have to go. My mom's vacuuming and the dogs are terrified. So I guess I gotta rescue dogs. So I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.
Alrighty,
Rabble.
Later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Epstein thing is one of the ones that's really I'm not happy with.
Yeah, that was definitely some bullshit.
It's like,
so yeah, they really
the Epstein files. I want the fucking Epstein files. And I have to imagine Trump's probably not thrilled either, because he made a promise and they're not keeping it. You know, it's like...
Yeah, I'm still not used to that. To a politician, like, actually on the campaign trail.
Keeping his word. Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, still not, I can't recall it happening in my... I don't know, maybe Reagan did it. I don't remember. I was a little young at that time. But, since then for sure. Nothing in my living memory do I recall them actually doing that shit.
So strange.
I remember when Clinton got elected because I was a huge fucking Clinton fan. And their whole thing on the his first term was the health care for everybody. And then, like, shortly after the election, he's like, well, we tried. Just can't do it, I guess. Yeah. Like, motherfucker, you're not even trying, shit. Asshole. Yeah, like, you didn't even fucking try. And you knew you weren't going to. Just something that sounded good during the campaign. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the beginning of my disillusionment with the politics shit. And then I heard about the body count. Or no, I actually looked into the body count. I had heard. That's bull. Still a little bit naive in my mind. Like, I didn't think there's no way politicians have people killed. Oh, like, that's fucking nuts. That's ridiculous.
Something out of like a fucking bad action movie. It's not like a thing that actually happens. Oh wait, no, it definitely does.
Oh, it does. I thought that was just the mafia. Like, well, not much of it nowadays. Is there really that much difference in organized crime families, political families now?
Oh,
not
no,
really.
I mean, they're essentially the same thing. I mean, Biden was pretty much like the death of any sort of, like, question on that one.
Yeah. So it's still weird that Trump's actually trying to do the shit he said he was going to try to do.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's trying. He's been, as soon as he got in office, he immediately started doing all the shit he said he was going to do. He can't force people to comply with the legal court orders that they've been given.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's like, unfortunate.
It would be nice. But, you know, like, they can just say no and not do it, and apparently there's no penalty, so...
Yeah, that should probably fucking change, right?
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of these people are just going to start losing their jobs, you know, like,
That would be a positive.
Oh, yeah. I would very much like to see that.
Yeah, it does seem like not many people are familiar with the concept of consequences for their shitty actions.
Not enough people are familiar with consequences for their actions, unfortunately.
Yeah, going back to the, obviously not the same thing, but yeah, the chick, the fucking Alaska airline. It's unfair. No, it's pretty fair. It's a pretty fair thing to happen.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you're getting exactly what you deserve, lady. Like, don't fucking turn around and act like
yeah, no, I'm
innocent.
sure.
It's like, no, you were actively wearing the fucking outfit from your work, doing this thing. Like, of course they don't want you fucking representing them that way, and it makes them look terrible and degenerate.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked by that. She literally said it was unfair. Trying to claim it's... You're a bunch of different ones, I'm sure. By the look of you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea what this bitch is. Could be black, Asian, actually like an Inuit.
It's always racist when you have to face the consequences for your actions, apparently. That's getting kind of old. You know, it had nothing to do with what race you were. It had everything to do with the fact that you're wearing a uniform from a fucking airline, doing incredibly
the only time it's
sexual dances in the fucking plane from that airline. And they don't want that being their fucking advertisement on the fucking TikTok, you know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's fucking insane that she does not understand that. Like, you understand, it's a corporation. You're wearing the uniform. What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, that's a pretty common mindset nowadays, unfortunately. Yeah, white people are the only ones. They're the only ones that are. It's not.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's not a whole lot you can do about this stuff anymore.
Well, nobody cares if they're being racist. It's getting a little better, I guess. Shit's starting to come around.
Yeah, I mean, there's still unfortunately, like, a lot of those people are in, like, power.
Yeah. A lot of DEI wasn't directly people thinking they need to fucking vote, or else they're racist or whatever.
A lot of racist
Yeah, that's
DEI
an odd mindset. Yeah, like would Tiffany Henyard have gotten?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's insane that whole thing is that one is one crazy fucking story. That Tiffany Henyard shit.
Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of shit she's gonna try to pull in the meantime, like, 'cause and also it's not till next month that the township election comes back up, so she's still in head of the township.
Oh wow.
Yeah, until like May or June or whenever, the elections. It's like May or June. Anybody else was gonna actually take over.
Good lord.
Yeah, there's still people talking like she's gonna actually serve time, but which she should. She absolutely should.
Mean, absolutely, that should be on the table.
It should be all but fucking assumed to be gonna happen. But I'm still at the I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't fucking think it's very likely.
Yeah, I'm not counting on it. And despite how fucking insanely blatant her behavior was.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it's like she committed all these fucking crimes, but the odds of her suffering any consequences for any of that is almost zero.
Yeah, it's still very unlikely. Although they did have Lightfoot do the investigation. Maybe that
I thought that
helps.
Was fucking ironic.
Yeah.
Like one of the worst criminals in Chicago fucking political history, and she's the one investigating another criminal in Illinois. It's like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, or maybe it's appropriate. Like, yeah, no, I know fucking
I know
political
exactly how
criminals.
This works. I've done this many times myself.
Yep. I've done this before. She did the same. Yep. Here we go. We'll see, because again, I mean, there is at least a chance, and I wouldn't even give it that for almost any other similar situation, just because of how blatant she was about ripping everything off like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was
I don't know what's going to happen. That's genuinely, I'm curious to see how that one works out.
Yeah, for such a small town, and it's not even fucking people who are wealthy. And they fucking managed to fucking waste millions upon millions of dollars, dude. Because I think they, I don't know, I don't remember what the population is, but I would think they said the median income's like $22,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
So like it's amazing that they fucking did that much. They managed to, get them millions upon millions of dollars into.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I'd love to see her go to prison. We know that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Like I said, it's definitely the most likely situation. And not that likely. Just because, again, like I said, it was so fucking insane, dude. If she hadn't been so greedy, we'd probably never know where the fuck this bitch was. And she probably would have gotten away with most of it.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing that's crazy if you really think about it. Like, she would have gotten... She could have gotten
keep the corruption.
So much money and just kept it.
Yeah, keep the corruption within a certain limit, you know what I mean? Don't be fucking greedy with that shit. Because, I don't doubt that happens all the fucking time. In other places, but other people are smart enough to, do shit like cover their tracks. and not steal 10 times more than anybody would fucking notice.
Yeah, I don't know. Man,
Chelsea.
I don't think she's gonna go to. I don't think she's gonna go anywhere near prison though.
Yeah, probably not.
I think she's just gonna walk away.
Maybe they'll stick her with this huge amount of fines that she'll have no way to pay back because she didn't actually squirrel away enough of the money. Like, you got to pay all this back. You owe $48 million. Like, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to pay that back. Does she still even own? Because she owned like a restaurant or something, right?
Yeah, it was like a burger shack or something or whatever.
Yeah. So something tells me she's not going to have the income to make any fucking financial restitution of any significant amount.
No, definitely not. I don't know, man. That whole situation is fucked.
Yeah. Indeed.
Because the people that really lost out more than anything else are just the people that live in the town and like all their tax money is gone.
Yeah, dude. It's gotta. I'm sure it's gonna take forever for them to fucking recover it all, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if anything happens to, like, the police chief that was working 300 whatever hours.
There's where you might actually see some criminal stuff going on, like some criminal charges getting filed and like people actually going to jail. Is the peons.
Yeah,
that's usually where it happens, if it happens at all.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Because the people that were ultimately responsible for it aren't generally held to account.
Oh yeah,
obviously they're fucking no. Obviously, the police chief and all them that took all that overtime, they obviously didn't work. Deserve to fucking go down too.
Yep, I'd love to see just some consequences for one of these fucking politicians. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the highest ranked person that ever actually got busted for that shit and like served time. I can't even think of any. I can't even think of anybody that did. Yeah, certainly not on a national level. Maybe that one guy that got busted for being
but like he basically got to walk away scot-free.
Oh yeah, he got a pardon ahead of time, which I guess everyone just kind of agreed to, even though it didn't seem like it was a legally binding thing. That's not the way pardons are supposed to work, but everybody's we'll just move on, fine. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the way Biden did his fucking pardon for his kid, man.
Yeah. Yeah, just that whole blanket amount of time, dude. You're just like, nothing.
He's pardoned for anything that happened during this decade. Fucking what? Like, that's not how fucking pardons work. Like, that's not remotely legal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, he promised not to do it too, right? If I recall correctly. He promised he wasn't going to do shit or anything.
Oh yeah.
And before he got elected.
Well, politicians' promises, and you know what they mean. So.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't think anyone believed it. Like, I knew he said it, but I don't think anyone really thought that wasn't going to happen. Nobody was shocked when it actually happened.
Oh yeah, no, everybody knew that was going to happen. Because the thing is, who's got all the fucking dirty laundry,
Yeah, everybody's dirty, so it's like a mutually assured destruction thing.
If Biden's kid is facing prison, You think he's gonna fucking keep the secrets that his dad had, or is he gonna? Is he gonna fucking rat him out? You know, he's not gonna fucking be like, he's not gonna be like, oh, I guess I'll just go to prison for you, pops. You know.
Yeah. Yep. He'll fucking rat out whoever he has to.
Yeah, all criminals do. They're all a bunch of fucking scumbags. That's just how it be.
Indeed. Oh shit! I was looking up the one that said $20 for the goose. That was just a deposit.
Oh, so that was just a deposit. Damn.
Yeah, yeah. Like in the first page or whatever, it says it's $20. You click on it, it's like, yeah, it's a $20 deposit, and then it's like $14 a pound for a 10 to 12 pound fucking goose.
God
right?
damn,
Like
dude, that's nuts.
Incredibly misleading. Yeah, I should have known looking at the other price. Because nothing else was less than like $80.
Man. Oof, that's you know what? I want to try goose, but just not that much.
Yeah. It's almost like the only way I do it is if I have people to fucking me.
Like, yeah, you know what? If you sold it like hey, we're all gonna go, and everybody's gonna drop X amount of money, and
yeah, $20 each or something. Yeah,
and we're gonna get a goose, and we're gonna cook it, and then we're gonna see what it tastes like. We're gonna enjoy it after that.
Yeah. As soon as I win the lottery, dude, that's gonna be one of my first things. Dude.
As soon as you win the lottery, I'm coming over for some fresh goose.
Yeah, I'll fly you over.
When we get there and the goose is sitting in the oven, I can look in there and I can say, "Hey, Daytwa, looks like your goose is cooked."
That'll be worth it right there, dude.
Yeah.
That pun alone.
that fucking crime against humanity.
That horrible pun alone will have been all worth it.
That crime against humanity. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah. What was the deal with AOC possibly being prosecuted? Or I don't know anything about
they're looking at not only prosecuting her potentially, but also prosecuting many of the mayors in what do you call it? Sanctuary cities. Because a lot of these people, AOE, the mayors, and a lot of protesters as well, are actively going out and trying to give people advance warning when ICE is coming. And telling them where to go to escape and to get away from them. And it's like, no, you're aiding and abetting in the process of a felony. Like, that's a legit crime. Like, very serious. Like it can get very serious.
Yeah.
And so, somebody was saying, we're going to start giving these names to the fucking courts to go after. Because this is a direct violation of our laws. You're actively subverting the laws, and you're not doing it for the sake of American citizens. You're doing it for people that should not be here in the first place.
Yeah, people that are here illegally.
Yeah, so it's not looking good for those people anymore. It looks like the kid gloves might start coming off here, because it's like, if it was legitimately like a bunch of people that just came here to make a better life, then it would still be like, they still need to be deported, but I would be less vehement about it. But like, we're dealing with a lot of people here who are like sex trafficking, drug trafficking, have murdered citizens in the country, like all these things that have happened that are awful to like all these people, and it's like,
no, it's fucking disgusting, because that's the ones that have been busted doing criminal shit, right?
Yeah, and that's the majority of who's being deported right now. They're deporting them primarily repeat criminals and gang members, like known gang members and gang affiliates, people that are known to be part of like the drug trade or the sex trafficking or the human trafficking. It's not like they're going after like, good old Jose who crossed the border from Mexico and had a couple of kids and wants to have a better job and a better pay and make a good life for himself. It's like...
Yeah. Like, no, these are the people that are here and doing fucking criminal bullshit.
Yeah, raping our people, murdering our people, stealing from them, giving them fentanyl, all these kind of like horrible things these people are doing. It's like, there's a reason we want them out of here, and it's not just some sort of arbitrary like, oh, right, they don't like people that aren't white. It's nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no, that's the odd thing about that kind of autopilot thing. Like, AOC is obviously not thinking about it at all.
Oh, yeah. It's just so frustrating because it's,
it's something that everybody should be in agreement
for is ridiculous. Like most normal people would agree with it if they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Most normal people would say like, oh yeah, if you want to deport the guy who murdered his neighbor and raped some 14-year-old girl in the neighborhood, that's totally fine. I see nothing wrong with that. Most people would be perfectly fine.
But yeah, the media, media never frames it like that.
Oh yeah, they somehow managed to make it look like it's like they're poor innocent little lost lambs. It's very frustrating, very very frustrating indeed. I'm not a fan of that sort of mindset. That refusal to look at reality mindset is very annoying.
Yep. How about the Boston mayor, dude? Offering condolences to the fucking criminal fucking...
Yeah, instead of the people that he killed. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That is some fucking bad press. Like, you gotta wonder, like, who votes for that guy after that? I sure
did you see that? You watched that chick, this Boston mayor, the Asian chick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that video, but she's in a library. It's like a school library or whatever the fuck. But it's pretty funny because in like 3 spots right around her head, you see the word fiction. Like her head is almost completely encased in like a box of the word fiction in 3 spots. Like if there was one more fiction like on the lower left, it would be like perfectly framing her head with the word fiction all around it.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
pretty
that would be kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it happened. What do you mean it would be kind of funny? Watch the video, it happened.
Sorry,
yeah, there was only 3. There's 3 instead of
last night. That is funny, yeah.
That.
I was up till like 4 and woke up at like 7 and then took a like 3-hour nap. So like I'm not functioning on all my cylinders right now. Yeah, that was crazy, man. I didn't catch the word fiction. I saw that she was surrounded by books, and I just found what she said abhorrent. Like just in general, I wasn't like.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Let's see if I can do a screenshot of the video. I think we can. There we go. Let's see if I can post that over. But yeah, it's got. I'm assuming it's a school. The books look like they're from a school and not an actual library or something. I'll post it if my phone ever
works.
Yeah, it catches up.
Well, if your phone ever fucking decides to work properly, I'm gonna be on top of this.
All right, there you go.
Let me see here.
Yeah. Take
so
that.
I got to tab to the right fucking one. Let's see here. The poor 16-year-old that got shot because he ran around the corner into some asshole cop that didn't want to waste time, like, actually using his eyeballs. That was a fucked up one. He's running from some people shooting at him, runs around the corner totally with no gun in his hand. He did have a gun on him, apparently.
Right.
But he didn't have anything in his hands. It was very clearly he was unarmed. Extremely, very, like, obvious to see. Oh, yeah. Fiction. That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking funny. I thought
she was surrounded by children's books, and I was like, that's just disturbing in and of itself.
Yeah, her head being almost completely framed by the word fiction was fucking... I don't know. I found it really fucking funny.
Well, that is the primary... what do you call that? The left-wing sort of ideology thing, really, right there.
Yeah, perfectly.
Mourn the criminal,
encapsulates the idea. Yeah, no truth telling allowed.
I did like that you liked Tonetta, 81-inch prime ass, beautiful song. I don't know if you've seen his nice cock song. It's also really nice.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar with that guy.
Yeah, I was in. That would be funny as heck if fucking Nicholas did like a video on her, or on him. But I can't imagine. There's no drama to be had there that I'm aware of. And, I don't imagine.
The moment has passed.
Yeah, I don't imagine it's worth his time. Plus, the amount of time it would take to cut around all the fucking incredibly degenerate and incredibly unacceptable on YouTube, ironically still on YouTube, stuff there.
Right.
Somebody's burning the shit out of something in my kitchen. I don't know.
Want to just call it?
Might be
Find out what's going on?
No, before that, the Casey Anthony thing blows my mind. And I kind of, to me, was like, fucking Critical Charlie or Moist or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, why the fuck did you even do a video on her, you asshole?
Yeah, do not draw attention.
Yeah. The best possible course of action is that nobody goes and watches her videos. So you going out and giving her rage bait more reach for your own rage bait, fuck you.
Yeah,
like that, you're
pretty,
just making it more likely for more people to find her and more people to follow her. There's always been those sick fucks that follow like serial killers and murderers that are super into it.
Yeah. Yeah, killing kids though is generally, even those types draw the line at that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying
it's odd. Yeah, they
drawing
still,
attention.
I
so
gotcha.
There's a reason why they generally try not to release the names of these people and stuff like that. As much as they can.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to make it as least likely for people to think that it's worth doing just to get the attention. The other one was crazy. There's there was a vegan murder cult in California that started in California called the Zizian Murder Cult. That chapter did a video on it. It's definitely interesting. Essentially, they're like murder hobos, literally. Like, I don't know if you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons and heard the term, but like,
no.
They would all go to places and just like stay there without paying rent, and then when they got, people would inevitably be like, "No, you have to pay rent or leave." They would attack them, and they ended up killing this one guy that was letting them all live really cheaply on his land in trailers. Because he was kind of like hoping, he thought he was helping out like artists and shit. And then like they killed one of the girl's moms, or not moms, both her parents. Because her parents have millions of dollars. But luckily there's laws that allow them to lock that money down until they can figure out what happened to the parents.
Nice. Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. Yeah.
That was crazy. I was just looking at all the stuff that was there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, going back to the Casey Anthony.
Now removing all of the ability to defend yourself from California?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
the removal of any kind of self-defense shit is fucking insane.
Yeah, you're not allowed to defend yourself in any way.
But yeah, my son, that was one of the few things, going back to the Casey, few things my son was actually aware of. I could always run shit by him, because he doesn't fuck with any of that kind of shit. Like, I talk about the stuff that, like, Diori and them cover. He's I've never heard any of these people. Like, almost everything I mentioned. But then the Casey Anthony thing came up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no." And we're talking about how both of us had forgotten over time. Well, I think it happened before he was even born, but like he had heard about it or whatever, and both of us had forgotten that she was found not guilty. Like, she so obviously killed her kid.
I had forgotten that too. I genuinely thought she just gotten away on like a really light sentence. I hadn't realized she was found not guilty.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, right? Like, your brain almost can't accept the fact that someone that is so obviously guilty was found not guilty. That, like, in your head, you're like,
lucky. Oh, she just got incredibly lucky.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know if if you're supposed to be even one of the 12 jurors, like, she just got in the exact right amount, right type of people to be on her fucking jury trial.
Oh man, I was
like, I would have understood, like, even a hung jury or something, but like the entire jury voted this bitch not guilty. Yeah,
what was it? So what was it that one that you sent me with the people that were looking at behaviors and stuff, and like body language? It was the lady who killed her husband. Like, there was a ton of people in those comments. Like, I mean, it was not, a huge percentage of the comments, but there was a lot of people you would think this lady is clearly guilty. Like, you got your body language, whether you had those people to tell you or not, it was very obvious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anybody who was looking with eyeballs should have been able to tell. But there was a fair amount of people in the comments who were like, "No, she didn't do it. You guys are wrong. You guys are evil."
Some of those, some of those were. There were a few in there that were pretty obviously just trolling people.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but there were also a bunch in there who were legitimately
most of them.
Most of them were probably legitimately. She didn't do it, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think mostly the ones that are saying that shit are probably legitimately fucking nonsense.
There was people making like literal arguments though, like where like it was like I'm pretty sure. Really? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I saw a few that where I'm like this.
There's always going to be trolls. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Don't.
But yeah, it's scary that there's that many people that legitimately think that shit.
And you just got to figure, there were enough people who were like that, who were dumb enough that they just didn't get, they couldn't read the body language and tell that this person was just lying straight out.
Like, I don't know, she got a nice fat ass. I don't know if she's capable of killing her kid.
Oh God, the number of people who would just be like okay with it if she looks pretty. Yeah, that's a substantial amount of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to remember. Didn't she end up like fucking like marrying her lawyer or something weird like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but it was somebody was still willing to date her. I guess if you don't want kids, like if you're vehemently against having kids, that'd be the chick to be dating.
Yeah, that's one way of thinking about it.
Yeah, you'd have to really, really not want kids.
Yeah, you'd have to very much
like she didn't kill her boyfriend. She killed her kid for the boyfriend, basically, so she could party. I'm fucking perfectly safe.
Yeah, that was disturbing. It's just like
yeah, it's very odd. Yeah, it's just or maybe it's just a similar thing to the fucking women that Ted Bundy, that type of fucking. Or any serial killers end up having some kind of fucking fan club of fucking dumbass bitches.
It's so crazy to me that the people are into serial killers to that level where they actually like advocate for them in any way. It's like what?
The Ted Bundy one in particular. Like, you're the exactly type of fucking chick that he'd want to kill. And you're wanting to marry the guy? All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's happy to marry you because you'll go with him places where he can hide the body and do the killing without fucking getting caught. Good choice.
Yep. Bitches be crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Truer
shit.
words. Truer words.
Yeah. Apparently dudes too, because again, nobody should want to date Casey Anthony. You know what I mean? And that obviously happened.
You would think like that would be the end of anybody wanting to date you.
I think I'd prefer dating the babysitter with the weird name, because she doesn't exist, so she's not killing me. So that's probably a better situation.
The one that doesn't exist. It's like, well, I mean, she doesn't exist. That works out for me.
Yeah, that bitch is definitely not killing me. Yeesh. Oh, shit. All right. We're past 7.
Oh, yeah. We should call it there.
Or 6 for your time.
There's nothing else. The only thing I can think of is that, like, all of the farms that they stole from white people in South Africa failed.
Yeah.
Nobody was surprised.
Yeah, it's not like the exact same thing didn't happen in fucking Russia, right?
It was like one of the ones that was particularly onerous that they mentioned in the video was there was an orchard where the people that took the orchard just like cut all the fucking fruit trees down for firewood.
Wow, that is brilliant.
Fucking retarded nonsense, like level of shit. And they probably murdered the fucking owners of the farm to steal it. You know, it's like, goddamn.
Yeah, that's what usually happened. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, it wasn't. I think actually it was Ukraine. Come to think of it, like 5 million people died because of that shit.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're a successful farmer. You're obviously cheating somehow. So we're going to turn this farm over to somebody who has no experience in farming.
I was talking to one of my friends last night, and he's got some friend of his that's trying to convince him into communism. And I said, what's unfair about people that work harder making more money?
Yeah.
You know, like, what inherently is unfair in that respect? And how is taking money from those people going to fix the problem? You know, like, if you really think about it, like, it doesn't make any sense. The idea of everything being fair sounds really nice until you realize it's like the guy that works at the gas station thinks he should be making the same amount of money as the doctor that did surgery on your brain.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. The guy at the gas station should not be making the same amount of money. What he's doing isn't as important.
Yeah. No, I remember I was a communist for about 2 weeks, and like when I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And then I thought it through, and I'm like,
in like high school at some point, and then you realize, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I'm glad it only took me a couple weeks to actually figure it out, as opposed to like, you know, Hassan Piker still thinks communism's a great idea. That fucking guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We should have talked about that. He got a 1-day suspension,
and then it got lifted. He went and whined on fucking YouTube, and they lifted it before the end of it.
Yeah, it was like 20. He ended up doing 27 hours, I think.
I would be filing a lawsuit if I fucking was on Twitch. I'd be looking at the other people who are like just regular gamers and stuff like that, and being like, they're destroying our income with this asshole.
Yeah,
like this whole apocalypse was to people like fucking Hassan. It's a video game platform. That's why all the advertisers are advertising. They should throw all those political streamers off of there because that's not what their fucking platform is about.
Yeah, I have to. I'm kind of amazed that Bezos has not cleaned house over there.
He really ought to, because I doubt he gives a shit about left or right. I think he just cares about green. He's not a blue or a red guy, you know.
Yeah, and it's very it's the only thing I can think of. He literally took it over because it like he needs the company to lose so much money elsewhere.
Oh yeah, it could be like a loss leader, like where you're for tax purposes you're operating at a loss. That could very well be the case.
Yeah, gotta counteract all the insane profits of fucking Amazon.
Well, even if you can't counteract all of them, just having a business that's not making money is worth it
it makes a big
tax-wise.
difference. It's the only thing I can think of. Because
Yeah.
he can't be unaware of it. You know, like I can't imagine a guy buying Twitch and being completely unaware of what's going on. That doesn't make fucking sense, right?
Or not having people that work for him that are aware of what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I can see him not understanding what's going on, but he definitely has people that work for him that have probably told him at this point, like, oh yeah, this guy's costing you a bunch of fucking money. Like, advertisers are breaking up because, you know, like, Coca-Cola doesn't want to advertise to fucking people that are
with a bunch of anti-Semitic
for terrorism and shit, you know, like. Well, I mean, he like literally platforms terrorists. It's not even like like if you just wanted to sell communism, whatever, that's dumb. But like he actively platforms terrorists and like advocates for terrorist groups and watches terrorists while laughing and talking about how the people deserve it. You know, it's like that's not really a thing you want on your fucking video game channel, and nobody wants to advertise on that channel except for other terrorists. You know, like that's pretty fucking crazy.
Video, I don't know if Diori ever watched it, but there's a video sell it to this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, no, check this out." And he's like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, all I'm seeing is a bunch of guys dancing around with fucking AK-47s." And Hassan's like, "Yeah, no, they're people. Like, no, that's how they do it. That's like, I forget what he said." And the guy's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, the guy was just completely, I don't know who the guy was. That he was trying to convince, but the guy was not having it. He was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Oh no, that's how they do it. It's very musical people. Like, yeah, they're fucking screaming about crazy shit and waving AK-47s around as they're singing and dancing. Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
Oh yeah, they're not making art that's fucking violent rhetoric with fucking guns. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, the whole situation. Yeah, Hassan's a fucking moron, dude. Yeah, he's a well-educated.
I don't think he's a moron. I think Hassan is actively working to add for terrorists.
Yeah, I think he's dumb though too. I think he's
he is dumb. But I mean, like, I think he's what he's doing is very, very like
it's propagandistic. Yeah.
But okay, that's not what I was going to say. What he's doing is psychologically preparing people to be radicalized to go further down that road. It's like the stage one if you wanted to recruit terrorists.
Yeah, actually, he's said as much in the past, dude.
Oh,
he's like, yeah, you got to advocate for.
That's
he's literally said. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, he's literally for like this change here, and then down. Yeah, no, he's literally said exactly what you're talking about.
Because propaganda is one thing. Like, he does propaganda, I get that, but it's also he's actively like recruiting for groups that will recruit for terrorists. It's like that's not.
Yeah.
It's not normal or reasonable. It's insane. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, and it's blatant, dude. It's so fucking blatant, man. Yeah, having the Houthi pirate kid on, the Houthi Chalamet or whatever, the good-looking fucking Houthi pirate guy. Like, yeah, no, we were dancing with the captain and everything. Like, yeah, they hijacked the ship.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably dancing so you don't shoot them or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, dude, he literally said that those hostages would probably like elect to just stay with their captors if it happened again. Hassan said that. Yeah, he really believes that they had a great time in the 18 fucking months that they were fucking being held against their will.
Wow, that is intense.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, he's exceptionally stupid and fucking what do you call it? Also just malignant. Yeah, he's fucking gross, and they should really get rid of him.
Yeah.
No matter how much fucking again.
Yeah, it's not about politics. I don't want to see him go because I don't agree with his politics. Yeah. I want to see him go because he's actively working with terrorists. It's like that's not.
Yeah. All this shit is anti-American. As much as he wants to claim he's fucking. Yeah, or at least again, anti-capitalist, I guess, is what he'd say. But yeah, it's kind of the same thing, I guess. But yeah, no, like him and Destiny, their fans like, oh no, he's too important. I'm like, first of all, they're not. And if they got
Nobody's
fucking
that
banned
important.
everywhere,
Nobody's that
yeah,
important.
yeah, to you guys, everyone outside, if they're making effect, it's probably a net negative because of their shitty behavior. Probably worse for the fucking your side because of what everyone else outside your little bubble views them as.
Yep.
Where they're probably a net negative for the left. And again, someone else will fucking pop up. You will find other people to watch that might not be complete scumbags.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm probably not figuring it out anytime soon, but I guess.
Yeah, I hope they get rid of him soon. Like, that is so abhorrent that they would allow that on their platform at all. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, well, shit, they have somebody on their, what do you call it, trust and safety team or whatever. They got fired from their last job for being anti-Semitic.
That's kind of funny.
That's Twitch. That's fucking.
That's like,
yeah,
what is it?
What
was it when they the fucking, not the New World, like, what do they call it with the League of Nations? No.
Oh, United Nations.
Yeah, the United Nations put like fucking China in charge of like the fucking the what, I forget what it was, but it was like something to do with
like the Safety Council or something.
Humanity or something like that, like the humane treatment or something or other. I forget what it was.
Yeah, it'll be China and like countries in the Middle East that are like, you know, where slave shit still exists.
Yeah, and they were like, they were in charge of like the, like, I forget what it was, but it was something to do with being humane to people, and it was just like,
yeah, the UN's
like, you can't be serious right now. This is ridiculous. Like, how the fuck?
I wish Trump would fucking I wish Trump would stop. Like, it still exists, and maybe even America should still take part of it, I guess, but they shouldn't be financing almost the entirety of it.
Well, Trump did that. He stopped paying for a whole bunch of that shit.
He did.
And then
nice.
Biden went back and did it again, and so now Trump's probably undone it. He needs to get us out of these things altogether, like with Congress's help.
Yeah.
Because like he can do things like temporarily, but like for it to stick, it has to be Congress making a law or passing some sort of thing. You know, it can't just not just.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have checks and balances. Sometimes it's unfortunate. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right, dude, I gotta go to the bathroom, dude.
Yeah, we gotta cancel out. I got food waiting, I'm sure.